Good morning, beautiful people. It is Monday, the 24th of June. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, we are hosted by the best in the business. Care to introduce yourself, guys?
It's your girl, Just G, representing the Black Queens in the fitness scene. How you mean?
Ow.
That is a lot of energy.
Wow.
Why gotta get all that for mine? Why I gotta get the dum.
Because we remember the first time you were here, innit?
Yo, of course,
And he might know it's not here.
Of course. It's your boy Kashi Sankara, rap extraordinaire, corporate dude on side. Trying to do what I do. Thank y'all very much for having me today.
All right, then. Thanks for coming, though.
I appreciate y'all, man. For real.
That was a good time, man. It's good to see you again, man.
I appreciate it, for real, man.
I remember the episode. That was a legendary episode still.
I wasn't here, but they filled me in on it.
Yeah.
For how awkward it was.
It was awkward for one person. It was
Oh,
funny. I was good. You know what it is as well? Like, I just think it's one of those things where it's just like, you just kind of have to roll with it. Like, I genuinely thought that I was here to talk about something else. So, but it was cool. It turned out pretty good.
It was
You know
good,
what I
man.
mean? It turned out really, really good.
All right, then.
Sorry. So he didn't tell you what we're going to be talking about. Just bring the mic closer to you a bit, please.
Yeah, so I think what it
You
was...
can adjust it to your...
No, this is fine. This is
All right,
fine.
cool.
No, I think what it was like, because obviously I took Kashi and Sankara as like, my musical name. So I think the Sankara bit was just like, yo, Sankara, but obviously like I love and respect the man. I mean, so I wanted to pay homage to him in my name. And I think there must have been some kind of miscommunication, misunderstanding, because I also come from like a very political lineage in Nigeria. So I was like, yeah, sure. And I thought we were going to talk about that, but obviously we want to talk about Sankara. And I know a lot about Sankara anyway. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those ones where it worked out in the end though still. I mean, it's part of the reason why I'm back, right? So...
No, it's not. It's completely separate. I loved how it is that you had a very take on this life in general.
Oh, yeah,
So,
for sure,
you
for
slotted
sure.
Nicely. So, do you normally get requests for podcasts to talk about your father?
I tend not to talk about him.
All right,
because
okay.
it's one of those things where you separate the man who he was and then like to everybody else and then the man who he was to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to come up with any podcast out crying. You know what I mean? Because that's how you go viral for no reason. So, but no, like it's one of those ones where like when it comes to my dad, I try to be very private about that. And especially because like my family's really big and I'm not trying to basically like speak on behalf of other people in the family as well. But I'm happy to talk about him as a political figure, who he was to history, blah, blah, blah. But if you start asking me questions about like how he was to me personally, then I probably won't go there.
Fair.
All right. Monday morning, man.
Yeah, man.
Everybody fresh, ready for the world.
Let's do it.
Good weekends, guys?
Why don't I remember what I...
Because you're a rock star, that's why.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Weekend was the other day, like...
Well,
you know.
literally yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yesterday, I went to the gym twice,
Yeah.
and...
Wow, you take this gym thing real serious.
I
Like,
do.
you
I went
gotta-
this morning before I got here.
You know what? I'm going to
Is it?
follow you.
Did the Stairmaster. Do you know what I mean?
What time do you wake up to go gym before you get here?
Like, I got up at like 5:45.
Rah.
Yeah.
There's somebody in London who doesn't know who you are and what you do. He just said,
He's going to follow me.
you go to the gym often?
I know.
No, but this
Don't
is what
you
I'm
know who
saying.
she is?
No,
No, it's
here's the
fine.
thing, right? So like, I'm not like super like locked in like on social media like that, but I'm definitely gonna follow you, and I'm gonna get inspired because I'm trying to like get my summer body ready as well.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to Mykonos.
You see the
next
weather
month.
outside. Trying to get, what, you talk about next summer?
No.
Don't do that. I hear it. I understand where you're going. Let him cook.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Don't worry, dog. Like, it's not gonna take me long. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty decent. You know what I mean? I just need to do a little.
You know what I love, yeah? You know the people I love? I love people who like always say, and this isn't shade by the way,
Yeah, it's cool.
but like even the other day I was with my friend who's like, don't take me much to like get trim in it. Like,
That's what I'm saying. No.
he was like, you don't take me long. You know what I mean? Like just a couple weeks of cardio, and I said, good for you.
Muscle
like,
memory and
I
thing, innit?
literally like I love the confidence.
That's
But the
crazy.
thing I find interesting though, yeah, is that I'll use my older brother as an example, yeah. Because growing up, he was very active, played loads of sport, basketball, like the most active one in the family, and I was on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. And then as he got older, I'd say like after 30, life came at him fast.
Facts.
And he kept saying like, oh, muscle memory, muscle memory. To this day, he's 38 now. That muscle memory still hasn't kicked in. He's still fighting for his life, and I find it so hilarious.
That muscle's got amnesia.
Because I'm like, the thing is, when you're younger, 100% like your body responds and reacts a lot quicker. The older you get, even for me, I feel like the older I've got, the harder it is. Things that I used to like be able to like accomplish before, I'm thinking, are you awake? Hello?
Exactly.
Literally.
My brother's been in the gym going brazy, and like he's saying like, "Rah, like, ain't you trying to get in the gym?" I'm saying, "Well, yeah," because obviously we're going DR in September, so he's getting ready for it. You get me? And he's all whamming all that. He's like, "What? You really trying to stand next to me on this beach?" he's like, "What? Don't you care about nothing?" Like, you get me? I'm just like, brother,
listen, you just do you with it.
I'm good. You get me?
Your personality will carry you.
I'm good. You over there doing all them deadlifts. Let's see how this pans out.
To be fair, I feel like. Yeah, but what happened to you? You started.
I was in a good space, and then
then
I
what
got.
happened?
It's nearly been a year now. July, I went to.
No, you started. No, this shit. You haven't been gym this year.
I was
We
going
are
gym.
6 months in.
No, listen, I was going to gym regularly. When did I get hospitalized? I went to the hospital in July last year. Since then, I haven't. I've touched it like once or twice, but I haven't got back into my routine. That's nearly a year of procrastinating and because I was going.
I remember.
I was
You
going
go from
regularly.
here.
That was when I was thinking again, and then when I was going to boxing, so I was on the path, and then I got sick again.
I was gonna say that, but didn't you go to Gym Busy? You went this year.
Yeah, but that's when I was on the path again, and then I got knocked off again. Because remember, I got sick with that stuff, and I was on antibiotics, and my stomach was killing me for a couple of weeks, and then knocked me off again. So it's just all, you know how hard it is to get back into the routine.
It's the consistency as well that kills you. I think the thing is most people can go at it for like 8 weeks, 12 weeks, get the progress, the results that they want, and then fall off.
Maintenance is the hard thing.
The maintenance is hard though, man.
Maintenance is the hardest
That's the
thing
thing that kills me every time.
But you know what? You know what I realized? For me, I need a goal. So like, obviously, I go gym all day, every day. Like, and I go more for my mental than my physical. So it's like I kind of have to go. But I realized in terms of like pushing myself and working like at my to my maximum, it's when I have a goal in mind. Like, or I'm working towards something. Because otherwise, I just coast and I just go. And it's like, yeah, it's maintenance, but it's like. Secretly, I'm eating like a thief in the night, but I'm going gym, so it's like it's balanced. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of like being locked in, I'm only locked in when I have like a goal, and then when that goal passed, I can still. Do you know what I mean? So like I started going really crazy like before I was going to Vegas, right? So I gave myself like 6 weeks, and I was going mad. And then I came back from Vegas, and because I'm so in the routine, and to be honest, I love how I am when I'm locked in. Everything else in life just fits perfectly because I'm so regimented and on routine. So when I'm in that zone, I don't want to leave it. So like I continue to just like go on. But it's because and obviously now it's summer, I'm like, the sun's outside.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna like give you. I'm in Mykonos next month, so I need to make sure that like I got that like on lock as well. But then also it's just
days,
like
baby.
it's just but honestly though, it's just general health stuff in general. I mean, because I'm obviously on the wrong side of 30 as well.
Oh my gosh, don't say that.
It's I'm telling you, man.
To be fair, we all are.
This is what I'm saying. Like I was really on it for about a year.
I'm embracing me getting older.
You know, it's good. Look, honestly, I think when you get older, it's good. But I just think there's other things that's like how you, because I messed up my knees, right? And that took me out for a year. And then once I kind of messed up my knees, it was just like, and then I had like a year off. I just couldn't really get back into it properly. I
do say like injuries. I think I'm lucky, touch wood and everything. Do you know what I mean? I'm so lucky that I've never had like a massive like life-changing injury that's prevented me from like, you know what I mean? I've been able to like work around whatever it is that I've done. But yeah, the longest I've not been gym is like a month, and I'm not gonna lie, I was depressed as hell. I was in the bin, like mentally. I was like, wow,
it's really good for your
thing
health.
Really is my.
I mean, shorty over there being like, Marks would look good if you went to the gym.
Can I be honest? You would, you know.
But like, what do you mean?
You're not bad now, yeah. But like,
to get big now. That's
no,
what
I said not that you.
Give man his flowers, bro.
No, not that you don't look good, but like you would.
You would look better. Come on.
You would look better. I feel like we can all look better though. There's always things that we can do to improve.
You
What
are
about the
healthier.
person on the inside?
No, of course. But
No, it
I'm
is.
just saying, like, you would, it would add.
You know, it is.
your
I'm just
pizzazz.
caring, innit? I'm just trying to give these niggas a chance.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Like other people eat.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Come on, man.
You're
It's got to be done.
over it.
All right, so you went to the gym on yesterday,
Yeah.
this morning yesterday, and then anything else over the weekend?
I'm really annoyed that I don't remember my Saturday. I
So
don't
it wasn't
understand.
even that. It wasn't like.
Oh,
Ooh,
sorry.
come on.
I went to Odumodi Black on Friday.
What?
How did I not remember that? Yeah.
That sounds like a vibe, though.
No, you
still.
know what? You're thinking who? I know
That
because
sounds like a vibe.
you're not
man.
really into Afrobeat, so
I feel like he's hard.
he's a Nigerian artist,
he's big.
and he's is he new? Like,
Hey, you know
because
what
I'm not
happens?
Odumodi. Like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but you know what happens though? Like people kind of bubble away in the surface and then they just blow up. So
Blow,
he
yeah.
would have been like 5 years deep in the game,
Okay.
and then he would have had like he had that one song like came out like last year that just blew up. But he's
Blood
been
on the
doing this
Dance
thing.
Floor.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Right?
But I only so I would not call myself a fan, but it's a vibe, innit? It's so funny because me and my friends that went, obviously none of us are real diehard fans, so we were like, we just came for free vibes because my friend was working at the event.
Okay.
But his
fun.
fans, like, even I was just like, okay, I've been converted
Yeah.
because his songs are good.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't know the songs, being in like seeing how his fans were going mad, I just thought, wow, like,
And it's a
he's
bar,
an
man.
amazing performer.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I was engaged. Like, he's
Yeah.
such a good performer, so it was really good. That's what I did.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good weekend.
I'm today years old.
When you find out who Odumodi Black is,
Nah, he's a vibe, man. You like him still. You like him.
I don't really know the artist or anything.
I know you don't.
So there you go. It's true.
And I don't expect you to. Oh, and you know what's interesting about this hat, right? That he's wearing. Oh, you've taken it off. Sorry, my thing's slow. But he was selling the hat. So you know, when you looked into the audience, everyone was, everyone was wearing. I was like, why is everyone wearing this red hat? Obviously, that's his like signature thing.
Yeah, that's good merch, man.
Yeah, it was sick. But loads of people bought it. No, it was really good.
Right then. What about you?
I was in Budapest.
Okay.
I was in Budapest this weekend. So my boy's getting married in August in France.
Nice.
So we went out there for a little stag do. Very cultural. Didn't do nothing crazy though. Like everybody's tired, man. Like I just can't be out like that, really. But no, it was fun. It was a really good time. Caught up with a really good friends of mine. And that's it. Came back yesterday.
How many of you were there?
I think there was like 8. Oh, yo, so we basically did this shooting range in the center of Budapest, right? So you go in there, you go down to the basement, and they have like AR-15s, Desert Eagles, all of that. And we were just shooting for like an hour. It
Yeah, I'll
was
show you
great.
my show.
That sounds sick.
That's what I'm saying, man. So shout out to Budapest, man. If y'all want to have a really cool experience, shoot some guns in a safe environment, controlled.
Do you know what's annoying? I feel like I'd be such a sick shooter if I had good eyesight, but my eyesight is bad.
No, but you just have to just like
Sometimes it's
aim, like you just have to.
No, I can't. I tried to play paddle with my friends, and do you know what's really embarrassing? Like, she's going to, and she didn't invite me. She told my other friend there, and he told me, and then I was like, "Oh, I heard you going paddle today at 11." She was like, "Why can't he keep a secret?" I said,
Dead.
Laser.
"Do you know who that is?"
Laser, man.
No, I actually want to get laser though. I do want to get laser.
I quite like wearing glasses though.
Okay, so I wear glasses. I'm meant to wear glasses all the time. I'm short-sighted, right? And I only wear glasses when I'm watching TV and when I'm driving.
No, obviously you got like an image and stuff. Like,
I think people that are supposed to wear glasses that don't wear glasses are so stupid.
Thank you
Like,
so much.
like absolutely stupid.
Thank you so
Because they're
much.
talking about styling. Like like you can't see,
Thank you
rude
so
boy,
much.
and they're getting worse as
No,
well.
my
They're
eyesight's
deteriorating.
getting worse.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
And
it
you're
is.
trying to,
It
because you want to
is.
look cool.
And I know that it's getting worse here because I feel like, where did I go? Or was it in Ghana? I thought, wow, I'm struggling here.
PK's back. She said, "Margs, you look good already. Jim will just make you Super Saiyan."
Woof.
I hear that.
yo, shout out to PK, man.
About to go.
She's shooting shots this morning.
About to go
Literally.
charge up.
Shooting shots Monday morning, first thing.
What did I do this weekend? I had my son this weekend, so
So, man.
just chilling.
What's your
Wholesome
favorite thing to
vibe.
do with him?
What's my favorite thing to do with my son? I just like being in his company. You know?
Oh, that's dope, man.
I'll be honest with you. We could do we could do anything together. We could
dope,
chill.
man.
He's just got a big character. I like being with him.
How
I
old
like
is he?
looking after him.
Is
if that
he
makes
like?
sense. He's going to be 5 in August.
Oh, that's the best stage, man. Because he's like old enough to actually have memories.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
he remembers
Old enough.
everything. He's sick. He remembers stuff from when he was 2. And
See, that's dope,
He's
man.
crazy. But yeah, I just like looking after him, man. Just getting him ready,
That's dope.
dressing him up, washing him, cleaning him up. And just I don't know.
How was the
looking after
panel
him.
talk?
What?
He said you had a panel talk on the weekend.
On Friday.
Well, yeah. You didn't go.
On Friday, I hosted Holland versus France at Box Park.
Oh, wow.
That's what it was.
That's what I done. So I hosted that. That was good. Done that show. That was live. Anybody was there definitely thoroughly enjoyed themselves.
That's dope.
I got lit. Saturday, I was at an event. Red Bull had some like wacky racist soapbox thing where these people create all the go-karts and stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that. There was an event there. But I had a team down there because we provided like all the scanners for the tickets and stuff like that. So I had to be there to do tech support and all that. So I was working all day Saturday doing that. And then I went and got my son. And then on Sunday, I brought him to my sister's, and I ain't seen her in a long time.
Nice.
So I just brought him to go see his cousins and stuff like that. So I had a good weekend. It was cool.
Family vibes is dope, man.
Wholesome. Yeah, it was chilled, man. Good weather and ting. It was nice. What about you, Brent? Everybody all right?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what you done on the weekend, but I know you was in there working, so.
Yeah.
Brent don't have a life though.
I do.
You don't, man. You literally live in the studio.
Any
The
pushback,
thing is,
Brent?
you don't even know that.
Here we go.
You,
That's
you
fine.
don't. You don't even know that. You're just saying that, and I don't know why you're saying that. You
Because-
don't even know that.
Because that's the vibe you give me.
You see, there you go.
But maybe that's the vibe that he wants to give. I mean, hard worker.
Tell me something.
Go on.
No.
No, go on.
No.
I said, nope. Be guided.
We got a couple of comments from Spotify. There was a email that was sent from that same person.
Cussing me out.
Before you left, I was supposed to read it out. I think she took it back. The comment that she made about you. Let me just see if I can
Took
find
it back
it.
and went harder, double down on it, or?
Nah, she didn't.
No, sorry, I'm laughing at Curtis's comment.
What did Curtis say?
Mark's doing all this fatherly talk is going to make Gina weak in the knees. Reformed tug and a loving father. Gina, get your man.
Come on, man.
No, and no. You don't want us to be together so bad.
Listen, ain't I got endearing qualities? Ain't I got qualities that speak to you?
Are you forgetting I know who you are?
Wow.
I'm your co-host and I'm very aware and I see all your tweets. And I just always shake. You know, sometimes I just think, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, you do know people can change, right?
Do you see me tweet stuff and get like secondhand embarrassment?
Yeah. Literally. Bare times. I'm like, oh my goodness. And it's always, thank God he's not my man. You know, like,
Oh, wow.
no, do you know, no, he's wild. Do you know who he is? No, Mark, you're wild, man. You know you're wild. What's that thing that you always say? That you can't tame. What's that thing? He has a saying, Brent. What is it? That you can't tame him. You've got a phrase.
I don't know. I got too many. I have to
That's what I'm saying.
see what comes to me. I'm untamable though. No, I think I could be tamed
I don't think you can.
by the right women.
Women.
You
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, man, baiting himself, man. We always trying to help you still.
No,
man.
you don't need to help. He cannot be helped or saved over here. It's okay.
Oh, man.
You find it, Brent?
Yeah.
Right, what we
Can you
got?
tell Mag, since he's there and has expressed his take on my opinion of him, I'm sorry if the comment of me finding some of his takes dumb rubs him the wrong way. That wasn't meant to be the focus of the point. It's more I don't agree with every other presenter and still not take issue with their overall thing. I think he's cool peoples too, but in real life, we just wouldn't F with each other, and that's the reality. A reminder of what I've previously sent around his birthday, I think, below, because it's reminiscent of what Christy also said, but I phrased it more kindly back then. And this was the email sent in. So, what has been truly surprising to me is my receptiveness to Margs, of whom I don't agree with on a lot of things, but what listening to the show has done is generate a weird respect for him, because I've learned that some of his viewpoints are more nuanced than expected when he's not being belligerent. I don't even like sports or the reaction, but even me, I want to push him over when he's bulldozing his opinion as facts. Oh.
Thank you. Appreciate you. But she still believes that in real life she wouldn't want nothing to do with me. And that's where she's going wrong. Because she don't know me. You get me? Anybody who's had the pleasure of meeting me in real life absolutely loves me. It's just the way it goes. Tell them, Brent.
The thing is, you're right. Because when you meet her in that particular context, that environment, you're not an idiot. And it will be in mixed company. You're not an idiot in mixed company at all. It's when it is that you get a mic in front of your mouth and you know all eyes are on you. It's time to cook.
For shits and giggles.
It's time to work.
You're an entertainer.
a big game
Can't
player.
switch that off.
Crucial J says it sounds like she has a crush.
And I don't make her start
Nah,
saying
nah, she
things now.
doesn't.
She's fine.
She does.
But I appreciated your nice comments when you sent them, and I appreciate them again too. Yeah. Well, we've got some other comments, some Spotify comments that we can get into. Lynn M30. I always think this is Lynn May, but it's not.
No, it's not.
Lynn M32 says, shout out Margs and Brent. It's been a great week. Missing our girl Esther, but you guys have held it down. Fist pump, fist pump. Big up you. And Funo Cibisi says, solid episode as always, guys. Silly idea that you've probably considered. Get the clip guy access to Margs and everyone's socials for sharing, or get a social media manager. How's that been working out for you, Brent? I'm
not responding to that comment.
All right, cool. Well, no one ain't getting my socials.
Precisely.
Is the answer to that question. Not my socials. Sorry, sir. Oh, that was the end of it. But yeah, we didn't say hello to everybody, but I guess we've missed that.
Yeah, hello to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, pick up
hope you all
yourself,
had a
user.
fantastic weekend, and I hope it is that you're looking forward to the week.
Make sure you like the chat, like the video if you're here in there, especially everybody in the chat, everybody watching, even the silent ones who ain't commenting. And head over to Twitter and retweet the live link as well. That would also be extremely helpful, guys. But yeah, well, I suppose we can get into our show, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into some headlines. All right, so we have a trigger warning here. It says 15 dead in attack on Russia. So at least 15 police officers and a priest were killed by gunmen on Sunday in what appear to be coordinated attacks on multiple places of worship in Russia's southernmost Dagestan province, local authorities said. Sergei Melikov, head of the Dagestan Republic, said at least 6 militants were also killed following the attacks on churches, synagogues, and police posts in the cities of Derbent and the regional capital Makhachkala. Nailed it. Which are about 120 kilometers apart. A priest killed during an attack on a church in Derbent was identified as Dagestan Public Monitoring Commission Chairman Samil Kadulev as father. What? Oh, I thought that was his name. Chairman Samil Kadulev as Father Nikolai. Sorry, people.
Now do you see why? It
These,
will embarrass you.
these names are kicking my
These
ass.
are Russian names, though, man.
They are kicking my ass. I'm so sorry. They slit his.
There's another one.
Ooh.
There's another one coming.
Is it? They slit his throat. He was 66 years old and very ill, Kudulev said. A security guard armed with a pistol was also shot. Kadulev said the guard's condition, along with the total number of victims, remains unclear. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, which come 3 months after ISIS affiliate ISIS-K claimed an assault on the Crocus City Hall in Moscow that claimed more than 140 lives in one of Russia's deadliest terrorist atrocities in years. Yeah, that's mad. Oh, this guy's still missing. No sign of Jay Slater after days of searching Tenerife. You heard the story about this guy? The search teams in Tenerife are still scouring the Spanish island for missing British teenager Jay Slater. The 19-year-old from Oswald Thistle in Lancashire vanished without a trace while on holiday last month. Police hoping to track him on Sunday focused on some small outbuildings in the village at the bottom of a ravine near to where his phone was last traced to. Mr. Slater has not been heard from since calling one of the friends he had travelled with 8 days ago, telling her he was lost, his phone was running out of battery and he needed water. Specialist dog teams have also been out looking for him, with much of the search focusing on the area near National Park in northwestern Tenerife. The teams are working in challenging conditions at rural Tenerife National Park, Mr. Slater's last known location. After leaving the NRG Music Festival at Papagayo nightclub, the apprentice bricklayer got in a car with two men he had met to drive to National Park in northwest Tenerife. Mr. Slater was on his first holiday without family and had travelled to attend the festival with two friends. Apparently, when he was on the phone to the girl when he called her, he said he's got his sat-nav up on Waze or whatever, and wherever he was going, he said it was like 10 hours away. It was on like a 10-hour walk, and then his battery died, and then he's been gone ever since.
Why did he walk 10 hours though in a country that you don't know?
Oh no, I haven't like sat down and delved into it, but I feel people around me have been proper like consumed with the story, so they always give me like little tidbits and stuff. Like there's bare things going on.
Is like it's easy to get lost in those kind of places, and God forbid if you would have fallen into the river, like, into the ocean.
Well, apparently there's more just that meets the eye to this story.
Of course, yeah.
Because I think he might be involved in some criminal activity, and they're thinking there's maybe some nefarious things going on. Because his mum keeps saying give him back. Apparently. So he might have been kidnapped for some grab. I don't know, but there's a lot going on there to that story. I don't know whether we want to look into it one day.
I mean, it's one of those things where if you say something about it, right, and they'll just basically like freeze the clip and be like, you said da-da-da-da. So I think it's best to wait until the facts come out on that one.
That makes sense. And our last headline for his first segment. Intense phase of war with Hamas about to end, says Netanyahu. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Sunday that the intense phase of war with Hamas is about to end, and that the military's focus could then shift to Israel's northern border with Lebanon, where fighting with the Iran-backed group Hezbollah has intensified in recent weeks. Netanyahu, however, vowed that Israel would continue operating in Gaza until the militant group Hamas was eliminated. It doesn't mean that the war is going to end, but the war is in its current stage is going to end in Rafah. This is true. We will continue mowing the grass later. Netanyahu told Channel 14 television in his first one-on-one interview since October 7. In his interview, Netanyahu said that he is ready to make a partial deal with Hamas to return some hostages still being held captive in Gaza.
That's crazy.
But he reiterated his position that the war will still continue after a ceasefire to achieve the goal of eliminating Hamas. I'm not ready to give that up, Netanyahu said. In response to the Prime Minister's comments, Hamas said the words used by Netanyahu show that he is only looking for a partial agreement and not an end to the war in Gaza. He's a psychopath. He wants to... He's trying to raise that place to the ground.
He's already done that.
Yeah,
he's already done that. I think if not because of what's happening in in Lebanon at the moment, I don't necessarily think he comes out with that statement. There's so much that the war and terror after September 11 taught us, right? You cannot have a military solution to what is fundamentally a political problem. I mean, you have to engage people. You have to talk to people. And I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding of what Hamas actually is. I mean, there is a terrorist element to that, but there's also a resistance element as well.
Which he's just feeding into.
And you're feeding into it by
create more Hamas members.
That's like
the
you're
way
going to
that
create
you're
that.
treating them.
Exactly.
So I don't understand how you intend to eliminate this.
No, you're not going to. You can't. It's like a war on terror. Like you can't have a war against an idea. Like it's impossible. And all the whole Afghanistan war, Iraq war, it showed us all that. But we'll see whether or not he knows what the rest of us don't, which I doubt.
He's sick, man.
Yeah.
Have you been living here enough to vote?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Who you voting for?
Labor.
Why is that?
So, okay, so 14 years of conservative rule. I think one I fundamentally want to have a fresh start, right? I would like for us to have a more nuanced conversation around our working relationship with Europe. I feel like the Conservatives won't be able to do that because the Reform Party, led by Nigel Farage, is effectively co-opting and holding that party hostage, essentially. And I think we need to be able to figure out a way to kind of grow our way out of the problem that we have, right? Because ultimately, what the Conservatives know to do is to cut taxes and cut spending. That led to austerity, which won't necessarily help us grow. And I'm hoping that Labour will have better ideas over the next 5 years.
Have you ever voted anything other than Labour?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. I voted Lib Dem in 2010.
All right, okay. Then you were disappointed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Massively so. I voted Lib Dem in 2010. And for me, it was just one of those where I was hoping that Nick Clegg would be that person that would, like, do something interesting. But obviously, when he had the opportunity to, and I also ended up killing his career anyway, right? Because if he would have formed a coalition government with the Labour Party, then that would have been a much better, like he would have had a lot more power to kind of make the Liberal Democrats a lot more relevant. But he chose to side with the Conservatives because fundamentally he has more of an affinity, I guess, with those kind of people. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the results on the 4th of July say. I mean, my only concern generally is like, because the media keeps saying that the Labour's going to win the election, there's going to be a lot of people who are just going to be like, I might as well just vote for like a third party candidate just to kind of protest. But, you know, you just have to basically vote. Well, for me anyway, I think I will vote Labour, and I hope that other people don't vote anything other than that. But it's obviously your choice.
Fair.
I can delve into this, man, like for real. Like,
I just asked you to.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can like properly delve into it, but for me, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's just like the people don't understand like the impact of politics on your day-to-day life anyway. And I just think sometimes like you get apathetic, you feel like it doesn't really speak to you, but it does. Because whoever you have in charge, they make policies that affect everybody's life. So if y'all haven't, like, well, I think the deadline to register is passed, but if you have registered, please go out and vote. Whoever you vote for.
It's a good message.
Definitely.
All right, let's get into what you're saying. Topic of the day.
Kicking everybody, bro.
Thank you.
Speak for yourself.
How's it supposed to be God's favourite?
Love
You know, have you seen that video of that dude who was just like calling everybody a waste man who has allergies? And he smelled the whole sniffed the whole flower. They called. I was just like, that was completely unnecessary, man.
It's not fair though.
He's also thinking, I wish I could do that, innit?
Nah, I mean, you know what?
No, I don't want to smell flowers. I just want to, like, I don't want to wake up really early because I'm dying in my sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my eyes to be itching and feel like I want to, like, take them out of a spoon. I don't want to be scratching my throat and, like, hitting my head. And it's just, you know when you don't feel comfortable in your own skin?
Like, the weather's been amazing over the weekend, and I'm looking at the sun, and I'm just like loving it, and just thinking.
And everybody
I could
else,
take my
like,
son
for
to the
us-
park around. I'm thinking, imagine my
No.
first thought, thinking, oh my god, the pollen count.
For me, it's my eyes though. Like it's like the itchiness, and then like I get the redness. But that's it.
But at this point, ain't there like remedies? Like,
Yeah. You just take some Puritan or whatever.
But they don't work, man. On Friday, so on the way to the concert, I was fine all day, and then on the way to the concert in the car, it's like the spirit of hay fever entered my soul. Yeah, the sneezing was ridiculous. Like everyone in the car was like, "Do you want to go home? Because you're sneezing so much. I feel like I'm going to catch whatever it is that you have." I said, "You can't catch it. It's just hay fever." But it was so bad. And when we got in there, I was miserable. My nose was running. It was just. It's not cute. It ruined everything. And you feel like when you have it really bad, you feel like you have a cold. So I wake up every morning with my nose is blocked, like done.
but like, ain't there like no old like ancient remedies, like not like this medicinal stuff, like ain't there like. Nothing that they
Some
cook
people
up
say
back
like
home that really works.
like
Trying to think.
putting honey in your putting honey on the top of the roof of your tongue. I've heard that. What else have I heard? I mean, I don't know, boy. I don't think there is because there's a lot of us out here who are still fighting for our lives. So I feel like if there, do you know what I mean? If there was, we wouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
We'd be thriving, but yeah.
But I prefer the sun though still.
Yeah.
No?
Not the heat wave vibe because they're
No,
saying
I
it's
love
like
it, though.
27. Not in the UK, man. The UK isn't made for like that kind of weather. We don't have, besides Brent's house, I don't know anybody else's house that has AC.
Air conditioning.
We don't have
That's
air
a fair-
conditioning,
that's
like-
a fair point.
We're not in, we don't have the means. It's not like you're in Africa or you're in Dubai where everywhere you go, like there's AC everywhere. Do you get what I mean? Like it's really hot. In all our houses, no one has AC. We've got fans that are blowing hot air. Like it's not like we're in again Africa where you just turn on. You know what I mean? I don't think we're not made for this weather, so it becomes unbearable in my opinion. Like 21, 22, 23, fine, but when you start 27,
28,
like
yeah.
no.
I don't know. I just like being outside when it's hot. You know what I mean? I get my little soul glow on. I mean, get the extra crisp. Let my blackness pop a little bit in the sun.
Not here.
Not here.
No. They don't deserve.
They don't deserve the soul.
me.
They don't deserve
On
the soul
holiday, I'm a
glow.
different person.
Yeah?
Though. Holiday, I'm a completely different person. I thrive on holiday.
Yeah.
But here, I'm like, And also, yeah, I feel like you can't. Okay, so on holiday, the way I dress, because it's hot and it's another country, I can do that. Over here, I won't even dare. It's weird. Like, yeah,
You're not dressing up.
I just won't dress out how I would dress on holiday if it was hot.
I mean, you got to own
When
it,
I'm on
man.
holiday, everything's outside. Like we're free.
Everything's
outside. Physically naked. But over here, you still have to be quite reserved. You know what I mean?
You're waking up 5 a.m. going gym to be hiding yourself. That don't make no
what I'm saying.
I
sense.
know, but
The sun's shining, it's shining, man. You got to do what you got to do.
That's what I'm saying. And you can also be like, you know what I mean? Like people can see like, yo, I need to look like her.
no, but also I think it's because people over here. Do you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you're on holiday, you don't. How can I describe it? So like, you know, when it was hot, we had like a hot day or whatever, like I think last month, and I decided to walk. Yeah, so I thought, let me. You know, I'm a walker, so I was like, let me walk to do my errands. So I walked to Canary Wharf. It was a long walk. It took me like 2 hours, but it just made me. And I was like, this is why I don't walk on road anymore, and I just walk in parks because people. I just have some class.
What are you doing? Honking horns and things?
Yeah, but it was mad. But no, but it was wild. Like I'm talking like there was one guy here who like was driving, like he reversed into oncoming traffic. Like it was insane, and I was like,
Oh, was they trying to draw you on this?
yeah,
That's crazy.
But I'm
man.
like, I just want to walk. You know what I mean? Like just leave me alone.
That is old
That's
school.
thirsty,
I ain't tried to
bro.
draw a gal off the road in.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally.
I'm driving about my business and pull up on the street. Yo, baby, where you?
Yo, let me you want to lift?
That feels so old school. It just feels like nobody don't want you to do that.
No, but it was very like, why are you being? Because again, I'm not stopping when you're cars. I'm
course
still
not.
going about my business. I'm still walking.
Bro.
Why are you not stopping?
Bro, have
I'm
you not
sorry.
seen like every Netflix documentary about like just some chick who gets lost on like just come on.
But you know what? Maybe they're having that moment because I haven't seen someone that I've been compelled to talk to. Like, you
Yeah,
know, like one of the
yeah,
moments where
yeah,
you're saying, like, God put her here for a reason. I have to speak to this. Like, whether she has it or not, that's up to her. But I got to do my bit.
Of course, yeah.
So maybe that's why they were reversing traffic because
Obviously,
it was God.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, but it was wild, and I was just like, you know what? I'm sticking to parks.
no, but I mean, like, man will just like drive through the parks anyway.
Is the situation just wrong, or is there a type? Is there a guy? Is there like a setup, a scenario that a guy could have that he could get you while you're
Chat to
walking
you
off
when
the
you're
road?
walking.
Yeah.
I think if you get out of the car, first and foremost,
Okay,
how are
yeah.
you talking to me? Do you know what I mean?
Through the window
Like,
and that.
don't be rude.
Yeah.
Like, if you get out of the car, to be fair, this
The
happened to me
car's
like.
part of the packaging as well, though.
I don't. To be fair, this happened to me last year, but I was walking. See, I was walking, and the guy, he saw me and he drove like further forward and stopped his car and then got out of the car. So as I continued to walk, that's when he met me. And I was like, "Nah, he planned it.
I like
It was
that.
hilarious. It was funny, but it wasn't that. But and then he walked with me on my journey. You know, when I'm thinking, okay, you can turn around now, like.
Oh wow.
But he was just, but it was cool conversation, so it was fine. But yeah,
It's hard for men though, because we don't really know what to do sometimes. We just like it's like oh my god, and then you present yourself and like shit. All right, I'll say something. I'll do something. All right, okay, she's still talking to me. We're walking. She hasn't told me to fuck off yet. Okay, this is great.
yeah, but I'm okay. I'm not rude, so I'm never gonna tell you to fuck off. I'm not rude like that. So I'll engage in polite conversation.
No,
But you will know that it's, you know what I mean.
It's hard out here for
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like if it was just like what are you supposed to do? It's tough, man.
Tough, man.
And there's only one of you as well.
Two of them things.
Sorry.
Double cheeked up.
On a Thursday afternoon.
Did you press the button yet?
He did. Sorry.
Oh,
A long time ago.
sorry. So, well, our topic of the day. Boy, emails me like a sniper. He's sending shots from the distance.
You can even tell with how he's even written like laugh out loud. And
Let me read this to you, guys.
This is cheap, by the way.
Huh?
It's a cheap response.
it's a cheap response.
Yeah, he should really be like in the camera.
Yeah, because he's writing like he's cooking. So basically, the topic of the day the headline is talking about, he's calling this the Equalizer. Okay? He says, can too much familiarity ultimately be the biggest issue within our relationships? Okay. So what he's saying is here, this is unfortunately sure to trigger folks, especially those who write 5,000-word essays about nonsense and then immediately backtrack when they realize nobody is siding with their numerous baseless viewpoints devoid of any critical thinking. But let's talk.
Who's he throwing shots at, please?
Oh, you don't
She
know,
misses
yeah.
everything, by the way.
Huh?
I know, I do. I miss everything.
Somebody sent in,
Part-timer, innit?
He got read for filth.
and you did too. They mentioned your name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and your tapping escapades.
Oh, what they say?
Mm.
What, tapping throat?
Yeah, amongst other things.
Like what?
You got slated.
Swear.
Yeah, I think it's because they realized you weren't going to be there, so they just lent in.
He's... No, but...
You got mentioned, but he's doing too much.
But what did they say, though?
What about you?
Yeah.
All body, no substance.
I swear.
No money place. Yeah, I jumped on Brent. I jumped on.
Wow.
Yeah, we all got mentioned. I think they used it to prove a point. It wasn't nothing too like visceral or anything like that. I can't remember exactly where it was. It was no, just actually might not agree with you sometimes. No, actually, there was kind of like no. Actually, Gina's cool. Gina don't really, you know what? I can't remember. But it wasn't nothing crazy.
What was... When was it?
Friday.
What was it? A message?
Yeah.
Let me read it, please.
You want to read it? Go
Yeah.
into the doc and see. If
Oh,
you
from
can
Friday,
read
innit? Yeah.
I'll talk to you in 20 minutes.
Why is it that long?
He said 20 minutes.
Wait, Friday was the 21st, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long. So yeah, that's how email felt.
I'm just gonna look for my name. To be honest. Hey, Father Bernard.
This should be near the top somewhere.
No, but this is a lot. But I'm gonna read all of it though. Sorry.
Are you gonna read all of it now?
No. Oh, you want me to read it on air?
No.
I'm reading it to myself.
Okay, go on then. All right, so emails come on smoke, basically. But he said there's a video here for Brent to play, which will give us some more context to go around.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see this video.
The most pro-black people you're gonna meet, right? And I understand the importance of black family and things like that. I remember I went to this this printing shop. The girl at the counter, when I say this girl was so nice, I thought she liked me. She probably didn't, right? In hindsight, she probably didn't. It was probably just the white girl niceness. But in that moment, I realized this is why men fall head over heels for white women and foreign women. Because when you've become so accustomed to our women, who even when they like you, they're going to look at you and talk to you and treat you like you ain't worth a damn.
What you
And
want with
just
your big head,
a
right?
compliment from our women is, oh, you think you look good. Where you think you going? That's a compliment. So when you experience the complete opposite, there's a movie, Denzel Washington movie, Equalizer.
And tell me, who cooks for you?
I'm sorry?
I remember this.
I remember this movie.
This is
Yeah. This was. I remember.
I
this
tried to
part.
watch it and I couldn't find the one with subtitles. It ruined the whole thing for me. So I had to.
What do you mean the one with subtitles?
The one that I was watching on my thing ain't got subtitles. The Italian man are just talking, bruv.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I ain't got no subtitles. I don't
I mean, I watched it in
understand.
the cinema, so I don't remember if
Foolishness.
there was subtitles.
So I had to switch this off. I ain't watched this. Sorry, go on then.
Who cooks for you?
I got you. That was enough.
Here? Now?
Home, in America. Who prepares your meals?
I do.
I would love to show you the real food of Altamonte. Would you come with me?
He was probably wet in that.
Did you say he was probably wet?
Because a lot of men were. They were like, what? This exists? I'm one of the most pro-black people you're going to meet, right?
That's how he started.
Yeah.
Well, it's just little compliments. That's what does it for him. Is that it? Is that all it takes? Just someone being nice to him. And that's why. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let's go into more of this. Oh,
No, but you know the meat of this is about our daily brother. Oh, wow. Because she even said, let me get into the meat. The main course.
she's going for him, boy.
Wow, okay. Sorry.
She wants his head on a stick.
Literally. No, but I've tried skipping. I've tried ignoring. Wow.
Everything.
Wow.
Oh, it's funny. I'll let you keep reading. Sankara,
Yo, what up?
opinions on that video?
Man, for me personally, man, you love who you love.
Both of y'all have been around the world, haven't you?
Sorry?
Sorry?
Both of y'all are well traveled.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
travel a lot.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
I
Is that doubling in?
Continental appreciation,
Is that
yeah.
doubling in? Sorry, I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. Anyway, I say what I said.
I'm a man of the world.
Good for you. See all of that stuff as well. Secondhand embarrassment. Anyway, sorry because I was reading this. I wasn't paying too much attention to what happened, and I just kept hearing her say, "Who cooks for you?" So what did that bit?
Play it for her one more time, Brent.
I will. Just pay attention.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
She didn't say
context.
nothing bad about you, though.
No, she didn't.
All right.
And I understand the importance of black family and things like that. I remember I went to this this printing shop. The girl at the counter, when I say this girl was so nice, I thought she liked me. She probably didn't, right? In hindsight, she probably didn't. It was probably just the white girl niceness. But in that moment, I realized this is why men fall head over heels for white women and foreign women. Because when you've become so accustomed to our women, who even when they like you, they're going to look at you and talk to you and treat you like you ain't worth a damn.
What you
And
want with your
just
big head,
a
right?
compliment from our women is, oh, you think you look good. Where you think you going? That's a compliment. So when you experience the complete opposite, there's a movie, Denzel Washington movie, Equalizer.
And tell me, who cooks for you?
I'm sorry?
Who cooks for you?
Here? Now?
Home, in America. Who prepares your meals?
I do.
I would love to show you the real food of Altamonte. Would you come with me?
He was probably wet in that scene. Because a lot of men were. They were like, what? This exists?
I'm sorry, but
we need opinions on this video.
it's a generalization, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're going as if to say like every single black woman is the same, and
That's
we're
true,
not,
that's
right?
true, that's true.
Like not every single black woman is gonna say, "Oh, you think you look good," as a compliment. If a man looks good, I'm gonna tell him he looks good. Do you see what I mean? I don't give backhanded compliments. So I don't know what black women you've been dating or who you've been around. Sorry.
Brent's got some pushback. Guys.
No. I'm waiting until you finish, and
No, because you know what it is.
I want you to engage yourself.
Do you know what? Do you know why I'm saying that?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that, because I know what he's talking about in terms of experiencing something you're not used to.
Yeah.
But I've experienced that in black men.
Yeah.
In the sense where I know the kind of black men that I'm used to, and when I experience somebody who's not my typical, it is a breath of fresh air, and it's like, yeah, this does exist, but I don't go searching for that in another culture. I'm sorry, and I say this all the time, innit? Like, I'm not gonna date outside of my race. I don't want to date outside of my race. I don't want mixed kids. No offense, but do you know what I mean? So for me, I'm just never gonna allow myself to go down that road personally. But it's just because he's saying like, oh, I feel like what he's saying is the generalization is it's jarring, because not all black women are like that. Not all black women speak like that. You can find different types of black women. You can find, do you know what I mean? So that,
for sure.
From that perspective, that's why I'm like, knock it off.
I find it funny that dating out your race or dating white women and stuff is still so taboo in 2024. Because I just see the guy making excuses to do what he wants, essentially. Like,
Exactly. If you love who you love, if you like somebody, you meet them, and that's it.
like the stuff that he's talking about, it just sounds like nonsense to me. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's talking about the white niceness and that, and I'm thinking like, white niceness.
Nah,
Bro,
bro.
if you like her, you like.
I didn't even know that was a thing, because when they was accusing you of rape, where was the white niceness then? Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
No, but the thing is, like, I've met black women who will be just as nice, who will cook for you, who will take care
100%.
of you. I've met.
And most black women that I know are kind of like nurturing like that. And they want to cook, especially the ones that can cook. I don't actually know a lot of black women that can't cook. Firstly, you know what I'm trying to say, like, but that's the women who have been cooking and providing and looking after you the whole time. You know what I'm trying to say, like, because it's like everybody's not the same for real. But I think people are just making excuses to do what they want to do just because of, I think, insecurities and obviously society. Not everybody's comfortable. Not everybody's comfortable with the decisions they made.
I mean, I think that's silly. I think that's really silly, though, generally. Like, love who you love. Like, because a lot of that kind of boils down to, like, who you meet, where you are at the time, and how your relationship can kind of grow. I've dated, and I've talked about this the last time I was here. Like,
Yeah, you're currently still dating.
yeah,
All right, cool.
and my girl's Greek. I mean, and I've dated, like, so many, like, black, Asian, Indian, whatever. And ultimately, for me, it's timing, where I was, where they were, could we grow, could we build something, do we have the right foundations there when we move forward? Like, and I think, you know, sometimes it's always, people try to put it as some kind of black women don't do this, so therefore I go here for it. If you find the right person that likes you enough, and you're what they want, and they're what you want, then race shouldn't necessarily factor into that equation at all, in my view.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna buy into like stereotypes and stuff like that, you're already.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're putting out like black women are aggressive. Oh, they can't do it.
That has nothing to do
If that's
with
your
anything.
mindset, I think you're already coming from a stance where that's the way you. It's not the way everybody else sees them. It's the way you
that's what
see
I'm
them. It's the way
saying.
you want to see them. If
And
you're
you're
gonna
trying
buy
to
into those
apply
kind of
that
things.
across the whole thing.
You get what I'm trying to say?
And that's
Someone said to
silly.
me the other day, saying that, I didn't know you like dating black girls or something like that. And I was like, well, why would you think that? Oh, I didn't. Oh, so what? I didn't know. What can you handle us or something like that? And I'm thinking, you're buying into this nonsense too. What type of handle? What are you talking about?
Exactly.
You know, like gal is gal, man. I don't understand what you're talking about. Black women ain't any more difficult than
Exactly.
anybody else. But in my opinion,
I don't like what you guys are doing here.
why?
Right, because there's a whole group of men that aren't feeling seen right now.
Go on.
Because
talk
you've
to
heard
us.
that before, haven't you?
What?
Have you heard what he said before?
What about black women not being nice? What?
Or like that, like nurturing thing, and they feel
Have
like
you
they can
heard
find
that before?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard that, and I think but I think it's one of those things. It depends on where you meet someone. I think first and foremost, I think let's just kind of take the black-white issue out of it. A lot of women have been hurt by people, right? So when you meet somebody who's been historically and systematically hurt, she's not gonna come at you and like throw her something like, "Yo, like this is me." Like, she's gonna want to see how much effort are you willing to kind of put in, so that way I know whether or not
So
you're
there's
serious.
a testing period.
There's a little testing
Thank
period.
you very much. Can you speak to that?
What do you mean?
What he
About
just said.
when you first meet someone and
Yeah.
how you are.
Especially black women.
Well,
And we're talking about sweeping generalizations.
no, but it's a no shit Sherlock moment for
Okay.
me, in the sense where when you first meet somebody, if you are someone who's had bad experiences or whatever, you are gonna tread lightly in the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
But let's just speak about the purview from black women, right? Because you could only speak about that experience. You can't speak about no white women. You can't just speak about black women when you're dating black men specifically.
I don't love with caution though. So I can only talk about me. I can't talk about black women. I can only talk for my. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can also talk on
about what
your
your
friends
friends-
and whatnot.
Okay, but I feel like you're gonna tread lightly because it's the smartest thing to do. If you have common sense, and it should prevail in situations, especially if you have experience, you're not gonna go in and like lay all your eggs on the table. Like you're not gonna show all your cards. You just wouldn't, or you shouldn't anyway.
And what does that look like? Does it mean that you keep back certain?
Yeah, and
Alright, go on, continue.
I think it does. Like you keep back certain things, or you might be a bit more reserved. But remember, everybody's different. So for me, I love cooking, right? And cooking is my love language. And it's not. I cook in my sleep. So me offering to, I'm not that I'm never gonna cook for a guy. That's not my man. That's not me. But there's women that are like that, right? But I will cook for
women.
I will cook for a guy, and it's not a big. I like cooking. I enjoy cooking, innit? It's like something that I enjoy doing. But some people will be like, no, like I'm never gonna cook for a guy unless he's taking me serious or whatever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that like that's her choice to reserve what she holds very, very high value. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I don't place it as something that's high value because I really enjoy doing it, and it is. But I also enjoy doing it, so it's not that big of a deal for me. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I think in terms of like holding yourself back and stuff, it depends on what you value. Do you know what I mean? And what you're willing to part with.
And I think sometimes people like, when people really like someone, like you get scared that like, yo, I don't want to like come out and like do too much as well. So there's that aspect of it too. I don't know, man. I just find it, like, I get your point around like certain men having these experiences and they want to look elsewhere. But I just generally think it's like where you meet somebody and where you are and all that other stuff. Like, I know, like, I've been doing a lot of like therapy work over the last couple of years and all that other stuff to kind of like connect with who I authentically believe myself to be. You know what I mean? And in so doing that, it was much easier for me to recognize when I found somebody who could connect to that versus not connect to that. You know what I mean? So that for me that was my only test. It's like, are you willing to connect? Because if I come at you with a problem like, yo, this is what I'm going through, and you're just like, yeah, nah, but like, then it becomes problematic, right? And, you know, sometimes some people, like, they think they have like these checklists in their heads, and I'm talking people, not specific races now. They have these specific checklists in their head that they kind of like push first before they see the person behind that checklist. You know what I mean? And for me, it has to be the other way around. Right? And if you're willing to engage me on who I am authentically, then I can then show you like, all right, I got all these other things as well.
All right, so you just said just now that if you survive the gauntlet, she's now going to give you the gentle. And you don't want that. You want the gentle first.
Not necessarily the gentle. It's just basically just like engage me. Just demonstrate, just show an interest in getting to know who I am fundamentally. Like, that's all I care about. Like, if it's one of those things where like I'm like, you're asking me like a bunch of questions like, what do you do for job? Like, do you own your own home? Right? Then in my head I'm like, okay, then you're looking for something first, and if I happen to have those things, then you can, and that's for me is just not how I want to be seen. So that's my personal thing. You know what I mean? Whereas if you come at me, it's like, who are you fundamentally? Like, what is the essence of who you are? Then it's like, all right, cool, we can kind of vibe. But it took me a long time to get, because I did a bunch of stuff. Like,
it took you a long time to what?
It took me a long time to realize that that's what I needed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm Nigerian, got degrees, got a good-ass job, I bought my place, I've done all of those things, and I did that because I wanted to be seen in a very specific way to people, right? But ultimately, but that's not who I am. Those are things that I have. You know what I mean? So when you stand behind the things that you have, it becomes very difficult for you to actually see whether or not somebody's engaging you for who you are or what you have.
Do you not think that's also a cultural thing though? Because that's been embedded in us from like...
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you get what I mean? Because I think even if you're looking at it from like a family perspective, when you take someone to your parents...
Yeah, it's like, who is
do you think they're going to care and ask you about who the person is on the inside? The first things your parents are going to ask
what
you,
does he do?
What does the person do?
Yeah.
Where are they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
So
I hear that.
to me, that's culture.
No, that's fair. But I just think ultimately, I think what feels more sustainable is me, is the essence of who I am.
Yeah.
Connecting to the essence of who I am. and then building everything else around that, because that ultimately is the foundational piece. I mean, that's the foundation that we should build your house upon, I think. Because I could lose my job tomorrow. I could, banks could take my house, whatever, but the essence of who I am still remains, right?
So you didn't like when black girls were laughing when you said you wanted to be a rapper?
So I remember actually when I was like dating and stuff, I would lead with music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people were like, And then like I would like see the reaction for that. And then I'd be like, oh, by the way, I'm also an investment director for a big fund. Right? But I would never leave with that first.
Yeah.
So like I think sometimes it's one of those things where, and if you listen to my music, if you kind of get the sense of who I am, you know that I'm not like I'm a deep dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
conscious rapper, obviously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you care
like,
about the world and stuff.
it's not necessarily one of those things where it's just like, yo. But I think sometimes there might be like a level of security that you're looking for or whatever. Because my thing is generally like, especially like on a first date, I want to take you somewhere where it means nothing, like, just super chill, whatever. And I remember getting pushback for that. Like,
from who?
Just, listen.
Talk with your flipping mouth.
I don't want to pigeonhole it though. This is what I'm saying.
Say it. I just want context.
For real. But
And let
like,
people do what they want to do.
But whenever, like, there's been some black girls who I've spoken to who was just like, you can't take me here. You got to take me.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't even know you.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? And I've also had that with, women of other races as well. But
why didn't you lead with that? Why didn't you lead with that?
No. But I led with the first because I got it more in the first than I did with other races. Right?
I told you.
You
should stop pussyfooting around this.
But you got to make all these generalizations, super statements.
He lived it.
That's fine. You ain't done the market research. I have. I know women. I know
He's
gals.
also done it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But you're not continental.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is me dating out my race or going out everything, it's got nothing to do with speaking to because black women are aggressive.
No,
or because
we're not going there.
Or any of these kind of things.
We're just speaking about his experiences.
No, I mean,
but I'm saying. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, when it comes to like dating and stuff, like I dated extensively, and I found somebody who I felt could connect to me better, like, and that's it, and that's what it was, right? But I've had black girlfriends that I've been with for the same period of times. I've had, all sorts of experiences anyway. But for me, I don't want to basically just like pigeonhole and just say like black women did this, therefore I did that. That's not necessarily what it is. I was looking for something very specific, and that's what I ended up finding.
The difference is you're finding people and whatever, or women and stuff, it'll be culturally, because everybody's got different upbringings. I'm trying to say that. So everyone's got different cultures. If you mix people from different cultures, you'll see different things and different traits in different people. Also with class as well, because some people are in middle class, upper class, where. I don't think it's...
Sorry, and I just want to piggyback off that, right? Which is why I said the thing about culture, because ultimately we can say that you don't want someone who's going to lead with the checklist stuff, yeah. But if culture, and that's why it's interesting, because it's like, okay, culturally it's something that's embedded in us, right? So you should even have a level of understanding that it's not coming from a bad mind place, essentially, but this is what I've known, and this is also what you know. Do you know what I mean? So it's familiar territory. If you're going to go for someone outside of the race who doesn't have that culture, who doesn't have any of those things, you're not going to get that. But do you understand what I mean?
No,
anybody, realistically, if we're being real, anybody from another culture who's going to have those things is because they're in our culture. They're so far up our ass in terms of our culture, as in, because our culture is king. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So any neighbouring cultures who are very heavily influenced by black culture will have similar traits of black people. But if you're not, I'm not expecting you to, because it's not in your culture.
Oh, for sure. So I think there's a lot of like adjacent cultures, like to your point, and then a lot of different. There's so many cultures that aren't like typically Western cultures, right? Which are very kind of like me focused, blah blah blah, that have family at its core, that have sense of community at their core, and the things that we value, you know what I mean, as culture. So you can find that, I think, in so many other types of culture, right? And part of the thing that I found when I talk to people, meet people, I have so many different types of friends, right? There's so many things that like unify and connect people. And I think people don't really understand that to be a thing. You can definitely have your preferences for sure, absolutely, right? But in terms of like the values that you stand on, like a lot of that is very similar if you don't necessarily, if it's not within a Western context. I mean, that's what I've come to find personally. So that's what makes it a lot easier to kind of connect, because the parts of the culture that I like, I can connect with and find. And the parts of the culture that I don't necessarily like, I just kind of like leave that aside.
Yeah, I just don't like from that video because obviously, like I'm saying, you just got, like you're saying, like who you like, innit? I don't think you should find that use your excuse for liking white women is trying to say that black women ain't nice. And like I'm saying, it's generalization, sweeping statements. Oh, she was so nice, and you don't get it from black women. That's crazy. But I think we just buy into all the stereotypes and all the propaganda and stuff like that. Like, I used to think in a place of, not even say like just dating white women, I'll just say like dating out of my race or whatever, yeah, because obviously like black men are the prize and thing. So I was always the mindset that like these gal will put up with anything, if that makes sense. So I'm coming and speaking like obviously when I was younger, I was a piece of shit. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm saying like,
what did you say?
Listen,
When you was younger, you're thinking he ain't changed. He's saying you're still a piece of shit.
Alright, whatever. I was saying like these people, women out of race, these white girls, they'll put up with anything, and black girls ain't putting up with this. They're not gonna put up with this nonsense. That was the mindset. That was kind of the rationale that man would use so I could get away with murder. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's easy life. Because not because anybody's more aggressive, just because they got more sense and more rest of the day. But even once you do more market research and you put yourself and you spread it in
I love how you're calling it market research.
You realise? No, like there's some good, strong black women out there. They will put up with this shit.
See, this is what
they
I don't
will.
Like. Okay, but this is what I don't like here because don't do that because you're making like there's good, strong black women that will put up with this shit. We shouldn't have to put up with anything. You should be better. But come on.
That's just not black. The strong women that are the strong real women I'm talking about, like the Colleen Rooneys, the Victoria Beckhams.
Wow. Brother. Stop it. You're digging yourself a hole. like you were doing well. You were doing well, and now I'm just.
You know what it is?
You see the second-hand embarrassment I was talking about? This is an example, by the way.
No, but you know what it is as well? I think sometimes it's like.
You see that they just.
No, but. Bro, you know what? Because I've heard.
But that's what. No, but this is what I'm saying. Why should that be the case?
That's strong. It's a real good woman.
No. Just do better.
No, I've actually heard, but to be fair, I've genuinely heard this like, from some dudes who were like, yo, I know I want to settle down with a black woman eventually, so I just want to do my bits, you know what I mean, with people that I know that I won't care about. You know what I mean? And then you show up as like the good black man that you're supposed to be. And for me, it's just like that kind of behavior has to be like consistent. You build on that. You try to be that, like, and then you don't just arrive here and be like, all right, cool, boom, I'm not ready to be like whatever, because you haven't built the character to kind of get yourself there. You know what I mean? But I think it's also really tricky as well because it's just like Mark said, it's 2024, man. Like, love who you love. Like, there are a lot of people who've been like, yeah, I had no intention of ever dating anybody outside of my race. Met somebody, we hit it off, and boom, I'm incredibly happy. And the other people who were just like, yo, to your point, like I only want to be with somebody that is within my race, within my culture.
So I just think you shouldn't have to make up these stupid statements putting the sisters down to justify you liking other women. That's my only.
No, and I hear that because one thing about me is I've got friends who are with people that are not black, right? And each to their own, innit? Like, I'm not about to vilify you for the person you've fallen in love with. It's your own prerogative. But as for me and my household, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's all you
can
control.
I'm intentional and I know that I want.
That's all you can control.
Is it literally, right? Yeah. So I'm very intentional about that. But again, my gripe is always when it comes at the expense of black women. Like, I don't understand why we have to be why can't you just have the conversation without us being in it? I like white women. Good for you. Do you get what I mean? Like, oh, you never get that from a black woman. That's why when he was talking, I just thought, oh, knock it off because you're chatting shit. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I've had, dated black women who cook for me, or like who will want to take care of me.
Literally.
I mean,
a majority of us, based on culture and tradition,
they'll do that. And I think
embedded in you.
And I think is sometimes you have to take responsibility as well, because sometimes when I had that, I wasn't ready for it, and I know that. And I will put my hands up and admit that. Like, there was some people that I met that I was like, yo, you were amazing. I'm just not ready for you. Like, I remember I came out of a long-term relationship and I met this girl. I think she was from the Gambia, and she was like awesome. But I was just like, I've just come out of a long-term situation. I can't put myself here. So
it wasn't the right time.
It wasn't the right time. I mean, so it wasn't necessarily a case where for me it was just like, oh no, like no, like literally. Sometimes timing also matters. It factors in, you know. But I think everything does happen for a reason, and I feel incredibly lucky to be with who I'm with at the moment. So,
all right. So we've screenshotted. You've got them right, Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've screenshotted the top 4 comments from this video. They're all different points, and basically we need to discuss each one.
All right. First comment is, I have gotten backlash because I'm so nice. Not from my black men, but from other black women. They would always say that I was gullible, and I would say, is it being gullible or is it being kind? People always want me to deal with me instead of anyone else because I have a sweet attitude.
nah, man, just do you, man.
Is that a black woman talking there?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do you, man. The right one will stay, and the wrong ones.
Wait.
Did they call them pick-me's? Is that what she said? She's a pick-me, right?
Sorry, can you read that for me one more
Yeah,
time,
kinda,
please?
I was literally about to say that.
Brent.
Cool. I have gotten backlash because I'm so nice. Nice to these black men, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not from my black men, but from other black women. They would always say that I was gullible, and I would say, is it being gullible or is it being kind? People always want to deal with me instead of anyone else because I have a sweet attitude.
She's like one of them good, strong women I was
That's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying. Like,
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Just for the rest of the day, just stop using the word strong. It's getting on my nerves. It's just getting on my nerves.
Cool.
But I don't think she's a pick me because I don't think that's what a pick me is. But she's just a very nice person.
All right, wait. When you say you don't think that's what a pick me is, 100% it may not be your definition, but if she is being obtusely kind to black men on the timeline,
what's wrong with that though?
yeah, I've seen other women basically calling that particular person.
Can you
a
give me an
pick-me.
example?
Or like in the comments, you mean like Rachel, like you like defending black men in the comments?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that
You've
as
never
well.
seen that before?
I've seen that.
No,
as
give me
well.
an example. Like,
If something happens and let's just say that video is being played,
yeah,
right?
and someone will give a different perspective to the majority.
Yes. Yeah.
Then
And,
it's like
and
you're
it looks
pick me.
as though the framing of whatever the person's saying, they're being kind to that particular
Oh, okay.
black man, right? They will be called a pick me. Right?
Yeah.
In that moment, they're not on code
Yeah,
with what's
yeah.
supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And they get jumped on.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear it, but I guess I don't. Do you know what I think? It's because I don't always agree with people can call me a pick me all day, every day if you like, but it's because I like to hold people accountable. And accountability is not something I'm scared of or afraid of. So when women move mad, I'd like to think I'm not scared or shy to say you're moving mad. Do you get what I mean? So if that makes me pick me in the moment, then
So big.
No, because like
then pick me till you can't pick
you'll
me
see
anymore.
these videos, yeah. You'll see these videos where it'll be like,
But it goes both ways, by the
Yeah.
way. So vice versa. Like if a man is moving mad,
yeah, of course.
I'm gonna call. Like I don't get. I guess for me, yeah, I don't get how calling out somebody when they're wrong or like not siding with the majority means you want to be picked. Like I feel like we're all allowed to have difference of opinion based on experiences. Like, do you know what's there's so much that I don't say, yeah, that I know if I say people would think I'm insane, but a lot of it is based on trauma experiences. Like I view so many things differently, and I know that I do because obviously I see how people talk and stuff, and I read comments, and you know when I'm like, I didn't get that from that. But I know if I was to go and voice it, people would be like, you're a lost cause. But again, you don't know my background, you don't know my story, do you know what I mean? So, but you're not going to come with that level of understanding or grace on the internet.
No.
So I'm not going to go on the internet and start
exactly.
typing. It's not a bit me.
Like I've never understood that. Like you see these videos where it'll be like, man comes home, does paternity test, 5 of his kids aren't his, and then you see the woman in comments, but like you don't know what if he was infertile and she just decided to like, and I'm like, what? How are you defending that? And then the one woman will be like, oh, that's messed up. Like she shouldn't have done that. Like literally like 1,000 comments underneath being like, yo, like, but you don't know. What if he was abusive? Like, come on.
So you got to be on code.
That's what I'm saying. But I think obviously you just do you, man. Don't let other people try to like push you off of who you are, man.
So, Levondre, people are asking us to respond to Levondre.
What did Levondre say?
He says, if you're not a fan of interracial dating and what can come of it, do you automatically, by default, have a lesser view of mixed people because they came from interracial relationships? That's a good question. Do you know, I'm not gonna answer the question per se, but I'm gonna give my viewpoint on why I don't want mixed children, yeah? And this isn't because I have an issue with mixed children, but I know how hard it is to be a black woman, right? And I see the conversations that mixed people have about how difficult it is sometimes growing up and not fitting into like one side, and you don't know where you belong. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if they always say like if your mum's black, then you're more on the black side. If your mum's more on the white side, and just never kind of fitting into space. And I'm like, I can't imagine how I would be able to teach my child of mixed descent, like how to, like, do you know what I mean? I don't think it's something I'd be able to do because I'm not mixed. I'm black. Do you see what I mean? So I know that your experiences will be different to mine, and it'll be hard, and it'll be a level of hard that I can't guide you on because I'm never going to experience being mixed because I'm not. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, okay,
So based on that, I wouldn't want to bring a child into the world and contribute to that, if you get what I mean. But that's my level of thinking, though. Do you get what I mean? Like, you can agree, you can disagree. Take it up with God. Because,
Straight.
But when I think about mixed kids, that's generally like where my mindset is. And speaking to mixed people and like seeing what they say, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can never see life from your perspective because I'm not mixed, and I'm never going to.
No, it's definitely. I think for me, generally, if you're mixed with black, like the world will see you black, right? So, thing number one is be rooted in the thing that makes you different, right? Or like just have that clear understanding of what it is that makes you that. But I also think it's definitely more of a challenge as well because like you have to be grounded in the both of your cultures. If you're like English and black, it's obviously easy to think about here because you live in the dominant culture, right? But if you're like, I don't know, Italian and black or Spanish and black or whatever, like it might be a little trickier. And you're right, it's definitely hard. But I think it's about the environment in which you create in the home that basically helps offset that. You know what I mean? Because because I think that sometimes it's like you grow up in an environment where it's too one way and then you go out and the world's telling you that you're something else. That's the thing that makes it difficult. You know what I mean? There's no way that, you know, for me, if I have mixed race children, like they're gonna know they're Nigerian, they're gonna know their history, and it's very easy for them to know their history because like the lineage is already there for them. You know what I mean, so I'm much lucky in that regard. But no, I think it's definitely a lot of work, but it's the environment in which you create, and it's not an easy environment to create inside the house as well. So I definitely understand that for sure.
People shouldn't be afraid of having preferences, though. I
No,
mean,
no,
I
for
understand
sure.
the question, maybe with the mindset where the person's coming from, but just like we were saying initially, when you're dating out your relationship, you can love who you want to love.
Yeah, love who you want to
love
love,
when you
man.
love. That works both ways. If that's what you want for yourself,
That's
if
what
you
I'm
want a
saying.
black partner and you want black children, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that.
nothing.
You've be unapologetic about that.
That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't mean you see mixed race people as any lesser than or anything, because it's not even take mixed race people, take white people, take them out of the equation. I'm talking about myself. If you're a black woman, you're talking about yourself and what you want for yourself. This ain't got nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
This is what I'm saying. And like, you know, the way that question was framed is just like, yo, like people are people at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? And what people are is just a sum total of their experiences. You know what I mean? So it's about like what you do to kind of infuse their experiences with positive feelings around blackness and positive feelings around the thing that makes them other, and also their white part if there are. But you have like other types of mixed race. You have like black and Arab, for example, black and Latino. Like that's still issues. You know what I mean, I think we just kind of focus on the black and the white thing a bit too much.
Black Rob says, I'd like the cast to address why the other women are trying to get her to be less nice.
I don't know. I'm trying
I
to
can't speak-
maybe
I can't
because
speak quick,
again, I don't know. But is it because if she's less nice? You know what? I don't know. When I'm thinking about it, if she's less nice to, I don't know, because I was gonna say maybe she's less nice. She's less likely gonna be taken for idiot. But this is someone.
You know what,
So
man?
this is
Like-
someone in the comments. Like I'm trying to understand. Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Nah, man. You know what? Like
I
all
don't
of
know.
this, like nice, not nice. Just do like this is the thing. Like, can we just start doing us? If you are like one of those people that wants to be optimistic, you want to see like the good in people. Like we need people like that in this world. Like, and we shouldn't be out here trying to like denigrate people for being that. You know what I mean, like the world will be a so much better place if you just like had good intentionality about the people that you meet, as opposed to being like, yeah, da, da, da. Because all these internet warriors, right? Like it's easy for me to just like chat shit to people online that I know that I'm never gonna see in real life. So easy. But imagine if somebody's going through a really rough day and they post something because they want some kind of like nice validation, some nice confirmation, and you out here being like, yeah, like it's all your fault, you piece of shit. Da, 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 da. Like, come on now. I don't know.
What's the next comment, Brent?
Next comment is his perspective literally saddens me because it's so true for the most part in our culture, and mostly because black women in single homes weren't trained to be gentle and kind to our men. But the older I get, the more habits I realize aren't good for me when trying to be compatible for a man.
What are you rating it?
No, I'm just rating my...
Reading.
Yes. I got through that because as I was reading it, I'm like, I've met people with that same experience who are ruining the fact that they grew up in single parent households and there's no example of good men, right? And their mum obviously is hated. You talk about that all the time. And it has an effect.
Yeah, of course.
And they grew up because... Mommy taught me how to do this and next. This is what I've seen.
100%.
This is what she's been saying about black men. So obviously, I got to be cautious. And I don't want to go over there. But I'm here and I'm vexed and I have to run him through the gauntlet. I have to. Because I've seen mommy.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's trauma.
Yeah, but it can go both ways though.
Where's Dr. Amani, man? I don't need that. So unpack all of this.
I think this can go both ways though.
100%.
Because I'm a product of, I wasn't in a single parent household, but Lord knows my household was very traumatic. Do you get what I mean? And
You're not stranger enough, to be honest.
what do you mean?
You open your gates far too
But that's
wide
what
for the
this
wrong.
is why I'm saying it can go either way, because if you experience half the shit that I did,
so many people like you
you
as
wouldn't
well.
be me. So I'm weird. No, I'm not weird, but I go against the grain, and that's exactly what I'm saying, even based on my experiences. But do you know what it is?
Oh my goodness, you're right. You're the most gentle person in the world, but the world sees you as
This is it.
crazy.
Mad, isn't it? Mad thing, sad thing.
Nothing's a dick.
But the thing that's interesting, but do you know why though? Because who I am at my core is the gentle. Like I just want to love. I have so much love to give, and it's bad because I guess I'm also trying to chase the complete opposite of what I was exposed to. I don't want that so much that I go in the opposite direction, but it's like you're going in the opposite direction, but not to the right people. So it's kind of like a circle because the people you're attracting are linked to the chaos you came from, but you're coming into that situation with something else. Accountable woman over here, I told you.
Wait. Gina's on record saying she don't want no gentleman.
But this is what I'm saying. But here's the
She
thing.
want the
though.
pussy on.
No, but this is what I'm saying though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? What people don't understand about like where you grow up, like the environment in which you grow up, is it informs the examples that you look for, right? So for you, like yes, you know that you want the opposite, but your only example of what a man should be would have been in the household.
And what's also funny as well, yeah, is you don't think you're going for a type, right? You don't make connections, innit? It's just this is the person that you're vibing with and whatnot, yeah. But it's like chaos is comfortable and familiarity because that's all I grew up with, right? So for me, if it's not chaotic and if it's not like that, then it's not normal. I don't know what the other side is because I've never experienced
Literally,
it.
like there's this thing around like what a lot of women will be like, oh, like your guy is boring, but he's not boring. He's just he's calming your nervous system. Like you're not used to it. You know what I mean? Like you're not used to somebody just being like, yo, this is.
Yo,
like,
bring the mic to you, man.
You're not used to somebody being like, yo, this I can rely on this person. I can trust what he says. I don't have to worry about this person. And you've kind of confused all of that with love because it's like if I feel all those things, then that obviously has to be love. Whereas the absence of that isn't. And then it's only through the self-work that you begin to realize that actually, yeah, because to a point where you're like, yeah, you've identified what's wrong with how you grew up, and you look for other thing else.
Where's the obtuseness?
No, he's waiting to call in. I'm waiting patiently.
Because he's just talking bare shit.
I'm waiting patiently too. Either jump on Discord, right?
Bare shit.
Let me
You know
bring you
this,
up
yeah? Obviously, obviously, these things exist.
This is
Yeah,
why
but
you
I just don't like.
people who
I just don't like general sweeping statements. Like what you're saying, you're growing up in single households, depending on what the experience was with the mum and the dad, and then the things that you're putting into it. But it's not like everybody don't just walk in these like. Not every woman's just angry towards men and just cold towards men. Black women love hard and love, and they think, you know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes they're devout of good men out there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like so. Like, say, like the stereotypes around Jamaican men, Nigerian men, whatever. People are perpetuating them. People are actually playing into them. Some of them are actually real, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you want to sit down and chat shit about this girl just angry and she's aggressive and she's this and she's that and rah. But you're not here being a good stand-up man. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you're not being a good partner for her to be a good, soft-loving woman. You're out here being a piece of shit, cheating on her every time, doing all this kind of stuff, and then because she's not having it and she's giving, and you're meeting her, all of a sudden they're aggressive and they're this and they're that. You get me? People don't want to hold. No one don't want to hold themselves accountable. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not just a woman. It's not just a woman problem. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That it's not just a black woman problem. Like, black men contribute to these problems. It's their lived experiences. You know what I'm trying to say? It's the things that we're doing all the time to why you're going to get these responses, and then you want to come call me angry. But you're running around piece of shit, chopping up all these gals.
Exactly. That's what I completely agree with that, and that's what I'm saying. You have like the authenticity part, but you need to do the work to understand who you truly are, and a lot of people don't do that work. I mean, I started therapy when I was 34 years old. I mean, I'm 37 now. I mean, if I would have done that shit like 10 years ago, I'd be much better off. I mean, because then that's the reason why I had to learn what my patterns were. I mean, like why I do what I do, why I push people away, why I would get into relationships knowing that these things were going to fail, but it was cool because I wanted them to fail because I didn't want to have to commit to anything, right? And I knew exactly where that came from for me. I mean, so I had to like really do that self-work. And in doing that self-work, I was like, all right, cool. Now I can actually like do something better. But it basically needs to be built on a foundation of authenticity, which is what I talked about earlier. Now, a lot of people out there being like, yeah, black women not nice. It's not like the problem isn't her being not nice to you. The problem is, have you done the work as a man, to what Margs was saying, so that you can actually be the right kind of partner to her? You know what I mean? And if you haven't, then it's going to fail.
And also, yeah, sorry, just
This is
on
all
that,
black men's
just,
fault.
just on that, yeah, it's like you want a soft environment, but have you created an environment to allow a person to
That's
be
what
soft?
I'm saying, yeah.
Literally.
And
so
it's true, but it goes both ways though as well, because it's like, yeah, you create the soft environment, but then are you ready for a soft environment as a woman?
he's not cool.
So
He's in the gym.
Yeah, sure. So with with that guy, right? Are we saying, Marks, based on what you just said, your soliloquy, are we saying that he's not strong enough as a black man to be patient with those black women so that they can get to the other side of the trauma?
Essentially, and is he ready for it? Anyways, is he the best version of himself? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's the truth. You got to check. Are you the best version of yourself? Are you ready to receive this love? You get what I'm trying to say? Are you ready to receive this love and walk into this relationship so this woman could be the best version of herself?
That's the key.
You get what I'm trying to say?
That's the key. And that's what people don't understand, because real talk, like, I had to like really like catch myself. I'm like, why am I struggling to connect with anybody? It doesn't make any sense at all to me. You know what I mean? And then I was just like, yo, because I got issues. You know what I mean? And there's like, all right, cool, let's like go through that. And that's what therapy was amazing for. Because what therapy does is it holds up a mirror and be like, this is why you do what you do. And a lot of that goes back to your childhood, the environment that you were raised in, and how you basically came up, and all of those things that shaped your perspective that you then reinforced over time, over years. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes it's just, it feels a bit lazy to just be like, black men are this, black women are this, black women need to do this for black men to do this. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, there's so many broken people out there. You know what I mean? There's so many broken people out there. And you're like looking for somebody to make you feel better about the fact that you're broken. But nah, fix yourself, bro.
It's such a blessing that when you decided to work on yourself, you then stumble onto this beautiful woman who is now able to get the benefit of you working on yourself.
Yeah.
But not the black woman from before.
Wow.
You see, because you're new here, you didn't see him walking down there, bro.
Can
And
you
I watched him doing it.
I know. It's calm. Listen, look.
Fair.
No, you know what it is.
First
yeah?
dibs.
No, that's funny. No. You got me. You got me really good on that one. But you know what, for me personally, like, look, I make no apologies, man. My girl's dope. I mean, literally, she's amazing. So, like, and this is what I'm saying, like, and I've always seen him, like, whenever you see, like, Breakfast Club, and they get, like, Omari Hardwick, and, like, dudes who are, like, married to white women, and, like, they be out, like, you know what I mean? Like, my girl was there when ain't nobody was there for me. Like, yo, calm down. Like, it's not that deep. Just, that's who you got. That's your person. That's who you want to roll with. And that's kind of the attitude that I take. I make no apologies for anybody that I love, man. So, like, you know, be it her or anyone else, but I'm really happy that it's her.
Amen. Look into our next comment.
Next comment is, let's see what we got. The softness white women are allowed to have is a part of their privilege, but black men are so busy playing victim to the black woman, not recognizing that she too has battle scars from the exact same system he does, but no one's ready for this conversation.
Preach, preacher. Preach, preacher. And this is why I said earlier. Do you remember when I said to you earlier, this is why I said earlier that when I used the example of culture and tradition, and you having a level of understanding, or I'd expect you to have a level of understanding because you're from the same experience. And I think that's true. Like, the level of softness that white women are able to have, we're not afforded that. We can't, like, you know, when we have the conversations about black people in general are not allowed to be mediocre. We're not allowed to be mediocre. Like, there's a lot of privileges that we don't have. So everything's 10 times harder for us. So our back, yes, is up against the wall a bit more than everybody else. But if you're not from that, if you don't experience that same level of trauma, or like you don't deal with the stuff that we have to deal with. So I don't expect you to behave in the same manner. So when it gets used against us from like our own, it's always just like, but I would expect you to understand, you of all people to understand. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Black women are soft and nurturing in my experiences. I think like the strongness and the strength, obviously, the privilege that comes from just through Black history and having to be the protectors, like and stuff like that, and having to be resilient and having to persevere,
hold us down, man,
and having to hold us down. I think that's where the strength comes from. I don't necessarily always see it as like a face-to-face interaction, like there's just always attitude and it's just always tough to deal with and like just horrible, like the way it's presented. I don't necessarily see it like that. Like, I do see them as strong and necessarily like tougher and stuff like that. And obviously you're not got the privilege to just like that, and I get it. But I don't necessarily see it as like people are making out like all your interactions with black women are just...
No, it's never that, bro.
Because I don't understand that. Because obviously, like I said, I can only just talk from lived experience. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the black women in my life, the women in my family, the rest of the day. And it's not like it's not like that.
No, bro.
So I don't understand why we always just try and like feed into this narrative.
I think it's one of those things where, like, when you go out into the world, right, and you know start working, travel, all that other stuff, like, you should your perspective should be widened, right? In terms of like seeing what's out there, not necessarily from a dating perspective, but just being like, yo, there's so many other things out there in the world. And I think, you know, to the point around like not giving, you know, the black women that we have at home the same kind of opportunities and stuff. I don't know. Like, I just think it's, I don't know. I think every single time we have this kind of conversation around like black men, black women, it always comes to like, why aren't we like, you know, and then it becomes like hyper contentious. But nobody talks like that, to your point, Marks, at home. Like, my mom is like hella nice. My mom like cooks, cleans, like literally like all of those things.
You know what I'm saying?
Still, you know? And I think it's one of those where like, if you're looking for that kind of traditional woman, my thing is, are you the kind of man that can actually like help create an environment for that kind of person?
So I would conflate the two things. It's like, my mum's tough, my mum's strong, my mum's one of the most strongest people I know, resilient, all of these things. But she's also one of the nicest people and pleasant people. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and your day-to-day interactions are not like that. Obviously, she can turn up whenever she needs to.
Yeah, of course.
Like, but I don't know. I just, again, I think people should just talk to their own individual experiences instead of making generalizing sweeping statements. Because when they say them, I get confused. Cause I don't. Cause sometimes I can't relate. Like, I know the stereotypes exist, as that makes sense. And I know the kind of things that you're talking about, but in my mind, that's just not how I see.
And there's so
black
many.
women,
There's so many people. Like if you're looking for some, if you're the kind of person where you're looking for something very specific, I'm sure you can find that. You know what I mean, if you're the kind of person that's like super open to stuff, then you will find whatever it is you're looking for eventually. You know what I mean? But I just think sometimes, like, I don't know. Like, for me anyway, I think it's, like, part of how we kind of, like, deconstruct, like, some of the issues and the tensions that we face in the world more broadly is to bring a lot of people into black culture, right? Because it's like, look, we're regular people just like you guys. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I think, you know, the music, you know, how the culture's kind of like being profligated is helping in so many different ways. But ultimately, just be with who you want to be with. Simple.
FN says black people masculine black women and valorize white women.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so? You don't think there's a narrative that black women are a bit more masculine? So like the whole angry black woman, even if we're talking it from like you said, it's stereotypes that people feed into. And stereotypes exist for a reason.
No, they do exist for a reason. But I think it's just one of those things where, like, is that the call coming in?
Yes. Can you just call back, please? I've now engaged the phone. Sorry, so Gary can continue.
Who's that? We've got 10 more minutes on this as well.
Sorry, please don't listen to what he's saying.
Yeah, cool. No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm leading. Someone better listen.
But you could leave when you leave.
All right, fine.
I think the thing is the stereotypes do exist. I just think it's incredibly, like, stereotypes are incredibly lazy. It's like you don't even want to do the work just to kind of just meet people to be like, actually, that's bullshit. I mean, like, as simple as, right? You don't want to do the work to kind of like find the humanity in the person that you're stereotyping. And I think that's...
You know what, though? Von said conditioning, this is multifaceted. It's the same reason the medical profession treat black women a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And the same reason Serena Williams was described in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's true. Huh? Oh, Von... Apparently, Von, you're with a white woman.
Where did you get that information from?
From the person whispering it behind the camera.
I never said that.
Okay. Anyway, my point is, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't agree, and I don't think black women are masculinized or whatever. Like, I definitely think they do, and those are very good examples. Even in the workplace, like even the whole angry black woman narrative. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
And even the fact that black men, not all, but it's a thing where they date outside the race because black women are too aggressive and black women are too this and this and this and this and this. So it's a thing.
Yeah, but where does that aggression or that anger get met from? I don't think it's for no reason. It's like, it's easy to say, oh yeah, black women are angry and stuff like that. But it was a time, probably like in the 70s and the 80s, I'm like, look how many kids my dad's got, and these men are running around doing all types of bullshit. And this woman's angry and aggressive because she's not having your bullshit.
Exactly.
That's all it really is. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because she's not having your bullshit, she's got something to say about it. She's angry and aggressive. But if you wasn't doing that and you wasn't like, you wouldn't be met with that kind of stuff.
I completely agree with that. And I think it's just a lack of accountability for people. Like, the thing is, a lot of black men want to be able to say, like, I want a girl who's like hella docile, will do as I say. Well, are you the kind of man that actually can create the environment where she's willing to do that? Because one of the weird things about leadership is you can't force people to like follow you. They have to do so willingly. And they do so willingly if you give them an environment to do that effectively. So I don't know, man. It's just I find these conversations slightly redundant sometimes because it's just like, yes, the world, and I'm not saying that like there isn't like these biases that exist, right? But these biases shouldn't exist with us specifically.
All right, it's amazing. Good morning.
Hello,
who's speaking?
Hello, my name's Juan.
Popcorn?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say big up Margs, Evil Killy, coming from no behavior side.
Big up yourself, man.
Yawn and yawn.
What do you mean
Come
yawn?
on.
I'm joking.
Hey, nah, come on, he's bringing viewers over to you guys, man. Like, because of him, I've checked in, I've tuned in. I'm liking what's going on TBN. I mean, on DMB.
Appreciate you, King. Don't listen to
But
Nope.
I really wanted to talk about. I don't know what the lady's name is. She has had some good points, but she's talked about how the black culture is king. I'm black myself, but I think anybody with two working eyes can see that just because we got some popping rappers in the scene that we're not the popping culture. We don't have the highest literacy rates. We don't own the most properties out here. We don't have the most businesses out here. So for us to lean onto the side and start saying that the black culture is king is quite far-fetched and more closer to a lie. Also, I'd like to say is when you look at the marriage rates and the divorce rates, black people are the least likely to get married in the UK and the most likely to get divorced as well. So when we do talk about black culture's king, me being a black man myself with two working eyes, I can see that's clearly not the case.
Okay, so what culture is king then?
Well, if we're going to base it off wealth, literacy rates, education, the things that do matter, having property in the ground, then we're going to be looking towards the Asian people and also the Caucasian race.
Okay, well, I'm not Asian and I'm not Caucasian either, and I don't have experience in their culture, so I'm only going to talk about my culture and how impactful it is on society. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to sit here and not disregard my culture, but do you get what I mean? And I wasn't talking about, I didn't mention rappers.
No.
I didn't mention rappers in what I was saying,
Also,
but I'm talking more about
influence,
how influential we are in general.
Okay, so what does in regards to influence, where does that influence come from, and what does that influence show us as a result?
Well, in terms of influence, like look at the culture and the way things move. Even if we're talking about companies, things that people implement, everything comes from us as people.
Well, if the majority of things aren't owned by us, then it's not coming from us. So even if you know about the music industry, that's owned by, Lucian Granger, a white man who owns the majority of the music company. The majority of black footballers in the UK are also working at clubs owned by white football owners. So when we talk about our culture as king, I think for us to really get to a place where we can make our culture king is realizing that the 2 pence that we've been given to brag about is nothing to really brag about, and we really need to go and get our big stack.
I think the thing is you can't necessarily divorce ownership from impact, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a critical piece there. Like, sure, you have people who own things, right? And there's very documented systematic reasons why it's been very difficult for people like us to own things. But in spite that, I think we've done incredibly well, and we still have a lot further to go. But in spite that, like, we've still been able to make an incredible impact on this country. And I think that needs to be celebrated, because you're not necessarily going to go from 0 to 100 in the space of like a generation effectively. It takes work, it takes time. And that's part of the reason why these conversations are really important.
And we have come a long way.
And we definitely have come a long way.
Within the next 10 years,
Yeah,
50
for sure.
years, there's going to be a drastic change. If the mindset changes.
If the mindset is changing. And I think it's one of those things where like you have like people in like, social media has been able to create the capacity for people like us to build economies, right? So you talk about not ownership, like this is a black podcast with like black people everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, and this is basically how it starts.
I do agree 100%. So my issue wasn't with the fact that we haven't made any movements. We have. I think this podcast, Margs and Loon's podcast, Poets, all those guys. I see Brent doing this thing as well. I do see that as a sort of a big celebration of what young black entrepreneurs are able to do in this country, and that is definitely something to be celebrated. But I don't think that's something to be mistaken with our culture is king. Because when you talk about king, then you do lean onto the side of wealth, ownership, and also health as well.
I'm inclined to disagree with you there, bro. And only because for me, it's just like, and the thing is, I think it's like you're talking about like we live in a so the dominant culture is what you're effectively referring to. We can't be the dominant culture because we're only 3% of the population. So our culture technically wouldn't be king, and it's quite fragmented as well. So you have African, Caribbean, and fragmented within African and Caribbean
our culture is not king.
Yeah, but our impact and influence on the dominant culture,
this is what
in
I'm
comparison to our size, is
massive.
Is massive,
much bigger. Like, and that.
Okay, massive. Listen, it's massive. It's great. It's amazing, but it's not king. Which is what I'm trying to refer.
So you take issue with the fact that you take issue with the king.
He's really upset that I said black culture is king. But you know what? I said what I said, and I'm gonna die on this hill.
So I agree.
I respect that.
I agree.
But I also hear what he's saying though.
Yeah, but the end is it for me. It is king, but the outpouring, the residuals, the money that we're supposed to get from this impact isn't coming to us. Because of the dominant.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. But we have to start. So we just start small and we build and we network ourselves and we network our way. Because ultimately, like that's part of the reason why representation matters, right? And we've talked about, I think the kind of elephant in the room in the conversation we were having earlier is about like what it means to have like beautiful black successful families and you like show up. Like, I don't necessarily think there's been, like, in the time that I've been in the UK, there hasn't been a TV show about, like, a black British family just, like, doing bits like My Wife and Kids or, like, Martin in the US, for example, right? But we need to be able to see that, right? People need to be able to kind of, like, see that as a real thing, a real possibility here. And I think they will in turn. But, you know, I mean, to say that where our culture isn't king, I think it depends on how you choose to define king. If you're defining it by like who's the most dominant, cool. But if you're defining it about like who's been able to have the most impact, like think about it. Like Notting Hill Carnival stood because of the Black Caribbean culture in the 70s at a time where like nobody was taking us seriously, right? And that's incredibly impactful for a community that had no power, no economic power. So imagine what we can do when we develop that economic power, and we're all on our ways to kind of achieving that, I think.
So someone said his point is kings have thrones and empires. Okay, but also guys, we're not from here. Like I'm not gonna have a throne and an empire in somewhere I'm not from. Like
we're also building our empires.
But so that's why I'm like, I get what you're saying, yeah, but like we're a minority, like.
It's the things that he's putting stock into and the things that he counts of substance in it, because within our community there's always been a lack of unity and the cohesion ain't there, and there's other communities that you look to that do things different to what he's talking to about maybe how the Asians bought up all the property and the way they move with businesses, or you go to certain areas and the Turks got all the shops and stuff like that, or like just culturally the impact on education, how they can all be doctors and stuff. There's certain things that we're missing that we need to do better, which is a fact. But as good as them other cultures are doing in them aspects, they don't have the impact on society that we have.
This is why I said I agree with what he's saying, because they don't have that particular cultural capital. However, they've got the resources, so they now come and take what we have and get the residuals from it. Do you understand? So that's why they are king, quote unquote, in empire form. But we're saying, hey, they realize that where the value is what we don't even realize.
But we do realize it. This is what the new
now we realize it 100%. So next 50 years, as you're saying.
But that's why I also feel like this. Like I get what you're saying, but it's like, okay, so what's the solution then? Because I'm pretty sure that everyone on this show is doing things to allow us to get there.
100%.
So it's like I get that you're upset because I keep using the word king, but I feel like
he's not.
What? No, because you keep stressing at the point that I've said black is king,
points.
but. So then what? So for me to take it back, then like, not what's the point, but what's the point?
Yeah, I mean,
like you're upset that I've said king, and I understand that, right? But it's like you want to prove a point to like, no, like let's like bring it down. Yeah. I don't see the value in that either.
Yeah, so I think firstly, it's recognizing our position on the leaderboard. I don't think you can get to the top if you think you're at the top and you're not. So I think it's recognizing where we are on the leaderboard at first. That we need to stop taking peanuts and thinking that we've got gold, diamonds, and platinum. We need to understand that we've got peanuts and see what we can actually make from these peanuts. Unity, as what Marx has just said, is unity in the community is going to be one of the biggest things that we've got. We are a very social race, a very social ethnicity. We're very we're very friendly is sort of the word that I want to say. We can communicate with people of all different races, and also a lot of us being not first generation in this country, we've also learned the skill of how to sort of communicate with people of different races, different ages and stuff. And I think that's one of our strengths as of an ethnicity and a community. And I think that's what we need to sort of play on our strengths, recognize our position on the leaderboard, and sort of push on sort of in that direction.
No, I definitely agree, and I think it's one of the, and we're doing that, right? So just give it time.
We are doing that, 100%.
Thanks for your call, man. We appreciate it, man.
That was amazing. First time caller as well.
I just wanted to have one more point. I don't know if you guys got time.
Pop it off, go on.
No, go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about so also the sort of struggle that the black women and black men sort of face, and sort of the masculization of black women, but also the feminization of black men as well. I do feel like sort of the feminization of black men, the sort of the overpouring of drugs into our community, I felt, has sort of made a lot of absent fathers in the home, which has sort of led to the masculization of black women. But I feel sort of where we're going to now in 2024, where things are leveling out, where fathers sort of, like Mark yourself, where the fathers are doing better, but the women of, I don't know, I feel like they're still sort of a step behind with that change of the men are getting back to their masculine ways, but the women aren't sort of catching up as fast maybe. And I feel like that's where the black men do sort of swerve onto these other cultures, Asian cultures, white people, because they are a lot more feminine in that way, because they are more privileged to do so. And I do agree, but I also do think that when you do go into relationships, nobody's entitled to have their baggage put onto somebody else, if that makes sense. So by naturally, people are going to be selfish and go to something that is a lot easier. They don't feel like they've got another man in the house or another masculine figure or somebody who's trying to be that dominant stance within the home.
Just quickly, are you essentially saying that, so because of just things that's been happening in society, the government and stuff like that, and taking black men out of the home, black women especially, were forced to be like, let's say like the two parents and
breadwinners
and the breadwinners and be masculine and stuff like that. But you're saying times is changing. The black man, there's been a reawakening. The black man has seen it, and they're more present in their homes and in their children's lives and doing stuff. But the black women are still on this, feel like they still have to do the strong, independent woman thing and not need no man thing.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Brent?
Go around the room first.
I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out. What did you say? No, I did.
No, I mean,
I've been off.
What he's saying is, say like, just the things that they've done to take the black man out of the home from decades gone and stuff like that. That's what's led to the black women having to be, that they're trying to make the women more masculine because they have to be the breadwinners. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're the only ones there and stuff like that. But what he's trying to say is, of recent, there's been a change in it. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's, like I said, there's been a reawakening. The black man has realised they're more present in their kids' lives and in their home and understand what they need to do. So they're just saying like, but the black women are still moving like there's no good black men around. Like they still have to be the independent woman. Like they still don't need no man kind of thing. So they're just a step behind on the reawakening. Do you get what I mean? Like you're still, like you don't need to do the things that you was doing before anymore because things are changing, innit? You know what I'm saying? Do you agree?
I don't know. Because I feel like... come back to me.
I don't know. I think it's, for me personally, it's just, I don't know. It's just, it feels too simple, that explanation. I mean, there have been a lot of people who've been raised by single parents, single mothers. And if you're a girl growing up and you basically see that as an example of what you need to do, then maybe you develop a capacity for independence. Or maybe you see your mom trying to date and raise you at the same time, and it may not necessarily work, and that might impact how you view things. I don't know, man. I just think it's tougher than that because you have a lot of women who also grow up in two-parent households who they see, you know, their dad mistreat their mom, and they be like, I don't want to ever be in that situation. So it's not necessarily just about like that making, you know, black women in particular more masculine. I just think sometimes, man, like life is hard, bro. And when you're out there just kind of like going to work and like dealing with microaggressions all the time, like that could also have an impact as well. So it's far more multifaceted than this thinking about like, yeah, black women still not understanding that they're black men that they can rely upon. I think it's just deeper than that. I think a lot of people just need to do some work.
And also, yeah, sorry, but you see this reawakening we're talking about? Yeah.
She's not.
No, because I'm trying to like, who said that there's a reawakening? Like,
he never used the word. I said it.
No, so I'm asking. So
no, but I think that's. But he kind of like. But I don't like just correct this. Correct this if we misquoted you. But I think that's kind of because he was just like, yeah, like, you know, there was a feminization of men. But that's not starting to change. So I suspect that's kind of...
How has it changed, though? Because the interesting thing is, I feel like, don't a lot of people now even say it's the opposite? How men are becoming less masculine and becoming more feminine in general.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're putting estrogen in the tuna and thing.
Okay, forget all of that. But I mean, even if we're looking at it from like, you know, like back in the day, like man them used to go to war and build stuff, and now they're arguing on social media and all of that stuff.
That line kills me.
No, but back then go to war.
Yeah, exactly. On Twitter.
I do that. I say that. If a man gets sassy with me, I say go and build stuff or go to war because I don't understand.
Wow.
Facts. What you're there doing Twitter fingers arguing with me on social media.
Someone I saw a reply to that yesterday on Twitter. I'm not gonna say it on this platform, but it's like, whoa.
But again, I'm only saying that because you're talking about a reawakening of how men were being like feminized before and now they're no longer. And I'm like, but I feel like isn't the narrative now that men are becoming like men are now less masculine, men are becoming more feminine and women are becoming more masculine. So it's going both ways. So how is there actually a reawakening? Because
I don't know, even if masculine and feminine thing, that aside, it's like I've seen it in my friendship groups in the younger boys and stuff like that, and they're making a conscious effort to be fathers. You know what I'm trying to say? Where the dads from the 70s and the 80s was outside gallivanting and not doing their thing, and they know how they was raised and they know certain things that they missed out on, and they don't want that for their children, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not all perfect because it's still two-parent households. Like the relationships might not be working, but even when back in the day, like say in the 80s, that relationship broke. My dad's gone. We're gonna have some youth somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But these times, like even the relationships ain't working, the dads are prevalent in the kids' lives, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So there's a step that's a step towards change to making things better, because a lot of us grew up in real life single parent households. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
you say that, but can I say something? And don't take this the wrong way though, yeah? But you know, I feel like maybe that's a Caribbean thing. Just because when I think about don't laugh.
It's not.
No?
There's still absentee fathers all over.
No, I'm not saying that there is. I'm talking about marriage.
Yeah.
Let me talk about marriage, yeah, because I feel like like growing up, yeah, most of the Caribbeans around me, their parents weren't married, right? And with all the Africans I had around me, most of them were. Not saying that their relationship, their marriage, not saying
the marriages weren't happy.
No, I was gonna say, not saying that their marriage. I was literally about to say that. I'm not saying that their marriages were healthy or happy, but they were married, right? And now I forgot my point and why I was even talking about that. It's gone.
All right, it'll come back. I mean, to be honest, like, it's just like, this is such a really difficult conversation to have because it's grounded in a lot of anecdotes and, like, you know, personal observations that may not necessarily be grounded in anything like properly factual. Like, for me personally,
100%, I agree with you. I think.
Sorry,
I think a lot of things that we even do say, and a lot of things that we even do put forward as sort of being against us as a black community is sort of hearsay. And a lot of things that we can't prove, and a lot of things that we don't know, that could be 100% true, but could also be 100% false. So yeah, I do agree with you.
That's what I'm saying.
I just want to thank everybody for taking time, for just answering the questions, and big up Margs, big up Brent, big up you guys for being good sports, and Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate you, man. Hope you're locked in every morning now, man. Hope you're dead there.
Come on. Shout out you, man. Take it easy. Take care. Safe, man.
Big up. We've got one more.
Yeah, the last comment is... The beautiful thing about that scene on the Equalizer is that she's black.
I kept saying that, remember?
Foreign, but black. So it's not a race thing. It's a culture thing. This is the most potent comment.
But remember when it played, what did I say, right?
Oh, 100%.
I kept saying it. I was like, but she's black.
Because if you deep it, this London scene,
this cesspool,
100%. And then even within that, there is this whole culture of let me go for the baddies, let me go for the bad man, and you're going to get that cyclical treatment. Morning. Hello.
Yo, what's going on? You alright?
Hello, Ramsey.
You alright?
I'm blessed, thank you. We got to say about these black issues.
I want to disagree with the last caller in regards to what you said about Gino about the black culture being king. I feel like that was missed off, yeah? So I feel the metric he was doing was ownership and property and all that. When we talk about culture, we're not talking about a metric of who owns everything. And when we talk about culture, especially when we're in the UK, most everything that we do, slang, music, fashion, all came from either the working class or from black culture. Now, if we go back to America, where obviously their culture is a lot more dominant around the world, there's language, cadence, style, music, fashion, attitude. All of that is embodied in culture. Even more recently, hip-hop has now become, obviously if we disregard pop music, has become one of the most listened to genres in the world. Obviously hip-hop came from black culture. Arguably jazz, rock and roll came from black culture. So I feel like a lot of those points were missed out. Even down to say, if we bring up the way LGBT community move, the way they talk, it all arguably could come that came from a black woman. The way a lot of these white gay men speak, move, came from a black woman. So I feel like when Gina was saying that black culture is king, I feel like that's what she meant.
Yep. 1000%.
To say that nah because we don't own this and we don't own that. Well, if we keep it towards the UK, so if we just keep it here, a lot of the stuff that we have came from working class families. A lot of the stuff that people want to do, or the way we speak, the food that we eat, everything came from that. Just to say that because we don't own it, I don't know. That thing kind of annoyed me.
Sorry, Ramsey.
Obviously,
stick a bit here. Please go off. Because Black Rob has been typing, but he can't call because he's in the gym. How are you bench pressing with the phone in your hand, bro? Like, how are you doing this? Like, this don't make no sense to me.
You know what he's doing? That's how I know your session is. You're not even training properly. Every minute, you're probably on your fifth set, and then your fifth rep, and then you're running to type, and then.
I've called it
My
after
friend,
Ramsey,
face your workout,
what is he saying? What is he saying? Because what is he saying? Because I can't see it.
He basically said Ramsey's talking about social cachet, but what does that materialize for us into? And I think that's what the caller was even saying. You can say that next, but what's it materializing into?
So, all right then. So if we're talking now economically, a lot of the stuff that was created for black people are now shot by white people. A lot of white people shot it. I know that a lot of the black care beauty products are owned by white people. So I was actually going to go into that before Black Rob was brought up. So all of the minorities deal with systematic racism. If we started from nothing, we can't then build up or have the same infrastructure or economic privilege as white people. So I don't see that as a point to make, especially with what the other caller said. A lot of the culture, which is what I assume Gina was talking about, is being repackaged and resold to us by white people. So especially when you talk about Kylie Jenner or the Kardashians, a lot of the stuff that they got popular for is what black women had for years.
You're preaching, man.
They got popular by slamming black man.
No, not just that. Not just that. By the way, I'm talking about the Kylie Jenner's lips. I'm talking about the fake asses. I'm talking about all that shit.
In the gutter.
There's all that stuff they repurpose. Like when they tried to repurpose the Kim Kardashian tried to repurpose the Bantu knots and call it something else.
Yeah.
Or when fashion tries to take they tried to take the African bag. You know, all African countries have that plastic bag with the lines on it. Yeah. So Balenciaga tried to repurpose that. Like, let's not act like there isn't money within that culture. That it's all just getting repurposed. And of course, the powers that be aren't going to allow the people who actually belong from that culture to sell it. So I don't. Yeah, that's what I want to say. I feel like a lot of the points that Gina was saying was based on that.
Sorry guys, I've got to go. I've got to track across the city. I've got an important meeting. So just wanted to say bye, peace out.
Peace.
I said my bag. All right, cool. Sorry, Lisa. Peace out. Check you later.
Go get a new phone.
Love.
Expeditiously.
Thank you very much, Ramsey. You're always welcome to the cookout.
Always welcome to the cookout.
Shut up.
You can be the DJ.
You're dumb. You said the DJ.
See you later. Yes.
Bye.
All right. Moving to the next headlines.
So now I've got to read.
I mean, you could pass it to the astute.
No, I won't do that. I won't do that to him.
No, man. The thing is, like, I'm happy to help in whatever capacity y'all need me to.
There we go. Hold up. Let me just get you.
Oh my gosh, you're actually gonna. No, not that making you work.
It's cool.
You a guest.
No, he's the guest host, man.
I mean, you know what?
You might have told him about his responsibilities.
You know what?
He said yes, please.
You know what it is as well. It's just like this is a lot of fun actually. Like it's I mean, because my day to day is not this.
All right. So.
But I can start though. You haven't pressed the button, have you?
There you go.
Thank you.
No, I haven't. I'm gonna press it now.
Okay, so pressure is on man like Rishi Sunak. So Rishi Sunak is facing a growing clamour to come clean about the betting scandal engulfing Westminster after a fifth figure was drawn into the row. Senior Conservatives were among those calling for candidates and officials to be suspended pending the results of investigations, while the Prime Minister was urged to get a grip on the drip of revelations. Labour wrote to the head of the Gambling Commission on Sunday evening, urging the watchdog to name those it had placed under investigation in the public interest, warning that ongoing speculation is casting a shadow over the election. The scandal has escalated since The Guardian revealed nearly 2 weeks ago that Craig Williams, who was Sunak's closet parliamentary aide, is being investigated by the watchdog for betting £100 on a July election 3 days before Sunak surprised the country by naming the date. 5 people linked to Sunak or the Conservatives have been identified as being part of the watchdog's inquiry so far. They include Williams, the Tory candidate, Laura Saunders and her husband, Tony Lee, who is the party's campaign director, and Nick Mason, the party's data officer. Sunak is under pressure to formally suspend Lee and Mason and to withdraw support from Williams and Saunders, who would be Conservative MPs if elected.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, that's just an easy win. He should have done that ages ago.
Not him gambling. Second headline, grounding flights rearranged after airport chaos. Some passengers whose travel plans were thrown into chaos by a power cut at Manchester Airport face further delays as airlines rearranged grounded flights. Airport bosses said all flights scheduled for Monday were expected to run as usual, but it said airlines would be in touch with travellers whose flights had been cancelled on Sunday. More than 90,000 people were affected when the outage caused problems with security and baggage screening. The airport has apologised. EasyJet saw the largest number of cancellations. It said the delays were out of its control and that it was doing everything possible to minimise the impacts of the disruption. Chris Woodruff, the managing director of the Manchester Airport, said he was sorry for the delays and that staff were making sure the impact did not carry on into the coming days. The disruption was caused by a fault with a cable at the airport, which sent a surge of power across the electrical network, he said. And our last headline, a 4-day heat health alert comes into force today. So a yellow heat health alert comes into force for the most of England today as temperatures are set to hit 31 degrees Celsius. Woohoo! Spare me in parts of the country. The notification covering all but one region of the country highlights the risk of increased pressure on healthcare services as a result of the forecast mini heat wave. The alert issued jointly by the UK Health Secretary Agency and Met Office comes into force from 8 a.m. and remains in place until 5 p.m. on Thursday. Temperatures are expected to spike at 31 degrees in parts over the coming days, with many places due to see the thermometer reach the mid-20s. However, the heat is only expected to last until midweek, giving way to showers, thunderstorms, and persistent rain. The Met Office operational meteorologist Honor Krizik said, as we're pushing into next week, we're starting to see the hotter spells, but it's going to be quite brief. I'm not going to lie, that sounds like disaster. We spoke about this earlier. Yeah. 31 degrees in the United Kingdom is hell.
Listen, just go get your Amazon air conditioning. They need to actually sponsor this segment for real, right? Because if you don't have any kind of AC unit, fans, whatever, you are going to boil.
To be fair, I have a Dyson.
Yeah, big up Dyson, man.
I have the
one where it just like blows the air.
Yeah, but it blows out cool air. It's like an AC unit. So I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're gonna be straight. I live in a new build as well, so a lot of the new build accommodations, they're very like well insulated. So in the summertime they're very cold, in the wintertime they preserve heat. So it's calm. You know?
Guess we'll be fine. All right, so let's
asking for a friend.
Okay, so let's get into our next segment. We are going to be asking for a friend.
Let me just read out the results of the poll. The question was: is over familiarity breeding contempt and causing more people to date outside their race? 39% say no, sounds like excuse to date out. 35% say love who you love. 22% say yes, we don't appreciate our own, and 2% say other. I'm calling in. Thank you very much. Asking for a friend.
I have to do all the reading.
No, she wants you to read the headlines. The longer one.
This is
so you can do that one.
You can do the next set of headlines.
I'll do the headlines.
All right, so dilemma. My friends, so this is from a lovely person who is 30, and this is her dilemma. My friend's birthday is coming up. I don't know how to feel and need your advice. A couple months ago, she asked me if I was interested in going to an event for her birthday. I told her I was interested and it looked fun. A few days later, she sent me a message saying she's purchased the tickets to this event, booked a specific time slot, price details £50, and sent her bank details saying we have until a certain day to put it in her account. This infuriated me for many reasons. Number one, why would you not confirm things, price details on time with me before you paying on my behalf? Number two, it felt very controlling, which is triggering for me. Number three, I'm not going to lie, cost of living is real. I'm broke and our birthdays are a week apart. She's never done anything like this before and I was really pissed. I decided not to respond. After getting advice from another friend, I realised that her intentions are probably pure and I do like birthdays. I spoke to her recently and she informed me that the booking is non-refundable. Who does that? And then I got triggered again because I feel obligated to go, and if I don't go, then what? I owe her money. Like, I'm so annoyed. Lastly, my mum's birthday, grandma's birthday, my birthday, uncle's 40th wedding anniversary, and her birthday are all in the same month. I've got bills to pay. My hair needs to be done. I ain't got a man. Sorry, that's killed me. I gotta get my mum a present, and it's just all seeming long as F. Help.
Oof. That's hard, man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, bro. I mean,
I think, you know what, yeah? If she's never done this before, then maybe it's just her excitement.
Yeah.
Because it's her birthday. And I don't know how, it might be a milestone birthday. I don't know, because you say you're 30. Oh, actually, maybe it's not. I don't know how old she is, but maybe it's just the excitement of her birthday that's kind of like...
I think that's what it is as well.
So it's been over. Because, like you said, she's booked a specific time. What if you couldn't make that time? Like, she hasn't really given you much of an option. So I do understand that it's frustrating. But it's your friend's birthday, innit? And you like birthdays, and it sounds like you want to celebrate with her. Exactly. I think you're just unhappy about how she went about it.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't think it's a celebration of her birthday. I think it's just more her approach.
And I think it was also just like, I don't think this would have been a problem if she was in a better situation financially. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things where, imagine it's like you're broke and you're trying to like, and I think the bigger thing is generally, if that's your friend for real, you should be able to be like, girl, look, I don't got it right now. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to celebrate you. I don't got it right now. Come to my house. I'll do something or whatever. But you're basically, if you're still trying to save face to your friend as well, like, then just think about like how you can have that communication where you can tell her like, look, things are kind of hard for me, because you wouldn't feel so triggered or that kind of annoyed by the whole situation if you actually had the money to do it, really. You know, and you know, £50 is a lot of money for some people as well. So like, I don't want to be too dismissive of that, but
no, of course,
you know, at the same time, it's just like, just have the conversation first, and if it's a situation where she can return the ticket, then cool.
I don't think she can. Most events are non-refundable though. Yeah, and that's normal, to be honest.
Then maybe she'll just get somebody else to go with her.
Yeah, I think if you really can't afford to go, I think have the conversation and just explain that it's not looking good right now. And again, she should be understanding because she didn't confirm the price with you in the first place. And if she's not, then problem. But hopefully she'll understand that, you know what I mean? I didn't confirm the price with you. You had no idea how much it would cost and stuff. So,
I mean, because that's actually a fair point as well. Because imagine if it was like £300. Like, yo, why are you booking something that's £300?
She wouldn't book. No one's gonna book a £300 on your behalf.
I think it's one of those things.
Saw it as
like what's £50? Yeah, exactly. It's cool. It's a cool event. It's a live event.
Yeah, I think just have the conversation. To be honest, have the conversation and go from there. If you can afford to go and you want to go, I think overlook the approach and have that conversation, because ultimately she's your friend. And if you can't reason or be honest with your friends, then are you really friends? Do you get what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
But you have the convo and go from there.
You can't be trying to save face with your friends, man. Like, authenticity is real. Like, I'm going to be preaching that for as long as I live. Like, be your authentic self. We all have our seasons. You know what I mean? Interest rates have gone up like crazy. Mortgage rates are going up. Like, cost of living is going to hit me too. So,
facts.
I mean,
Brent?
Are we doing headlines?
No.
Oh, that's another one.
So she volunteered my attendance, and then I have to pay for it. I don't think that's acceptable. Unless it's I give her permission to do that.
No, so she asked you if you wanted to come.
And you said
And you said yes.
So I think so she just took that as a...
So she took it as... It's not like... Okay, I get what you're saying, but it's not like they didn't have a conversation. Exactly. I think the problem here is not having another conversation to say, look, this is how much the tickets cost, and this is the time slot. I'm about to book. What are you saying? There was no... Like, do you know what I mean? That's where the problem is. Because she said, I want to go here for my birthday. Do you want to come? And she said yes. So obviously she's taken that yes as a by any means necessary and got excited and booked her ticket.
Yeah, because it's different. If I ask you if you want to come along, I am paying for all of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think girls do that though.
No, we don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's depending on who's asking the question.
No, I don't think girls
it's not
do
the
that.
case where I heard you the first time.
But let me quickly add to that though, yeah. So it's clear it's like a broadcast message that she sent to different people, because she said she sent us a message with the details and her bank details. So it doesn't, it's like like, you know when you send one big message. So it's not I know what I mean. Do you get what I mean?
Like a group chat.
So it's like a group chat kind of broadcast to, like, obviously the people that she's spoken to that have said they're coming.
Oh, so right from the very jump, the broadcast message said, I'm going here, right?
Well, I don't know. But I'm just saying the message...
Let me read this. I wasn't listening when you were reading.
Of course she wasn't.
No, I think it's just one of those, because, you know, from how I read it, is basically, it's like you set up a WhatsApp group. Hey guys, there's this really cool event. Are y'all down to go? And then then depending on who says yes in the group.
I don't know what y'all are doing, trying to gaslight the hell out of me. My friend's birthday is coming up. I don't know how to feel and need your advice. A couple months ago, she asked me if I was interested in going to an event for her birthday, right? And again, when I ask, and I'm projecting here, I am buying those tickets. You're coming to celebrate with me, right? So if I've come to ask you, are you interested? I am not. If I want you to pay, I'm saying it's going to cost this. Yeah, I'm letting you know one time. Yeah. Do you understand? Because I know what I'm about to go and do. Yeah, I'm about to go and pull the flipping plug, but I need to know if it is that
if you're coming
100%.
Yeah, fair enough.
So then she says, I told her I was interested and it looked fun. A few days later, she sends a message saying she's purchased a ticket to this event, booked a specific time slot. How do you know I'm available for that time slot?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's where she went wrong.
And that's all I'm speaking to. That's what I'm thinking. I started the thing saying...
No, that's fine. She has...
Yeah.
But remember, I said that though. I said, I think she definitely... The conversation should have been had before she went and put...
Before, like, hey, guys,
the transaction went... Yeah, 100%.
I'm about to book the tickets. Are you just confirming or whatever? It's going to be 50 quid each. It's going to be on this particular time. Are you guys still on it? And then they're like, oh, actually, no. Oh, sorry. I thought it was the Wednesday. I can only do the 5th Thursday. I mean, and then you get yourself out of it that way.
Your frustration is valid, babes. They sent back details saying we have until a certain date to put it in an account. One, why would you not confirm 100%? Two, it's very controlling, which is triggering for me.
I mean, I can't really speak to your experience, but I just think it's just that just feels like a bit much. But I just genuinely think though the communication thing is the most critical.
Yeah, and I don't know about you and your friend's dynamic. I don't know if it is that she's naturally like this, as in controlling. I don't know if it is that
And I was also going to say though, you see, like, everyone has like, again, we don't know the extent of their friendship in it. So I'm pretty sure over here, we probably have a friend who we know is going to be down for anything. And the relationship you guys have, you know what the person's on, regardless of price and stuff, because you know what you're both like. So you might make that mistake and... You know what I mean? And think for them, and you know what I mean? But I'm saying this in a sense of, I don't think it comes from a place of control. I think it comes from a place of familiarity, being comfortable with that person. And I think it also shows like a level of closeness. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I'm only saying it because I don't think she was trying to be controlling.
No.
So, I understand it's triggering, and I'm not dismissing your feelings with it being triggering, but I don't think your friend has had the intention of controlling the situation at all.
Either.
I can't speak to that because, like I said,
you don't know.
I don't know. She might be. I don't know, but you would know, babes. Number 3, I'm not gonna lie. Cost of living is real. I'm broke, and our birthdays are a week apart. All right, so
she also wants to do something as well.
All right then.
She also wants to do something for her birthday as well.
All right, and you want her to come? If it is you want her to come, then tag along. And then talk to her about that 50. Yeah. But I don't know how we can help you, to be honest. I mean, I was tempted to say contact me, and I said 50. I was contacted by stops because I don't know what floodgate that's gonna open up.
Everybody's gonna be like, yo,
my birthday was over there. You know what I mean? £50.
You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I need 100 for that pre birthday dinner.
Hello, my birthday was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, happy birthday!
Did I say happy birthday?
Thank you.
I actually brought you cake.
I know, but
and you were supposed to bring cake.
I know, and then
so we didn't even celebrate your birthday.
So we still need to do it.
Yeah, so you still need to bring cake.
Is it £50 or is it?
I want more than 50. I'm a big girl.
Yeah, of course. No, that's what I'm saying.
£50 is when you're a child. No,
we talking stacks.
Stacks, man. Stacks and racks, B. He knows me.
Got racks on racks on racks.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, baby. Talk to your friend, man.
Yeah.
Just talk to her.
That's it, man.
Just talk to her.
That's the fundamental thing, man. Like, communication is key. No matter who you are, no matter how much work you do, we're all inclined to like miscommunication. I mean, and your capacity to kind of forgive people for mistakes is also really key as well.
Yeah, so hopefully that has answered and given you some sort of direction in how to go. Am I doing the one underneath?
Yes. Because it was asked. What we do here.
Lavondre would like to know.
Big up Lavondre still.
Yeah. If mixed people are treated better than fully black people, and I want the best for my kids. Is it ill-intentioned if I want a mixed child? So they can be better treated than other black people? Is it fetishy? By the way, I don't want this just to be... I don't want this.
So I think he just basically reaffirming.
Fred Santana said the same thing years ago and he got cancelled.
So he's trying to...
So he's basically saying, how problematic is it to have this...
I find the question bizarre.
I think it's a problematic way of thinking, I'm not going to lie.
It's a pretty...
You know why? Because it's like... Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? So like things go in cycles. Remember when we were younger and like light skinned curly hair people were in, right? And then Idris came out on The Wire, and then now suddenly like dark skinned people everywhere. And then Lupita came out. It was like, oh yeah, black girl magic. What? Look, it's impossible to basically use today's kind of standards to inform what the future will hold. Just do what you want to do. Simple. You can't just be like, to give my children like a better shot than like I want them to be mixed race, because they're still gonna come out looking other, right? Like unless you're like hella light skin anyway. Like that's if you think that like by them having closer proximity to whiteness is gonna help them in this society, unless you are white, that's not gonna really do anything. So
that's what I think is problematic.
That's what I'm saying. So you just do whatever you want to do. Like there's some people who are like, if I have a white kid, if I have mixed race kids and they have, mixed race kids, then that's incredibly problematic. And this kind of fits into that kind of line of thinking as well. So like, back yourself and back your bloodline and back the father or the mother or the parents you want to be to raise children that'll go out into the world and conquer no matter who they are.
Yeah.
That's what
I think. Is it fair for me to say it's a cowardly move?
I don't
know if it's being coward, but you know what it is?
It's just that thinking though. Like who thinks that?
I just can't respect it because I can't respect it. I can't respect that level of thinking.
That's what I'm saying. I think for me personally, it's just like to give my kids like it's like basically saying like you don't, like you're gonna have like kids who aren't gay. Right? You can't control that. Right? And it's in the same way that like you can be like, oh, to make their lives easier, I'll intentionally have kids with somebody of a different race. What if by the time they grow up, what if by the time they grow up, like mixed race people become like people who are vilified or whatever? You just have no way of controlling that.
Can you see a world where that's ever gonna happen though?
What, being vilified for being mixed race?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
but to be fair, if you think back in history, though, like I know that there were always these kind of like hierarchies of like blackness. So the closer you were to white, then you were cool, but you were still treated badly. You know what I mean? So it like that, like being like somebody that was like lighter race or lighter skin, like that still like negatively impacted you, because even when you were like within the black community as well, like people still judged you negatively. So for me, like that doesn't necessarily mean that, like you're gonna like inculcate yourself from racism because like your mom's like half Scottish. Like no one's gonna look at you and be like, oh, you know what? Is she Scottish? Is she Welsh? Is she like Irish? No, they're gonna be like, yo, why you?
I'm not gonna lie. I just think it's definitely a form of self-hate and anti-blackness and trying to whitewash your bloodline.
I think that's really bizarre. Genuinely, I think it's bizarre.
Like the fact that you even think
that's weird.
Is problematic.
Bro. I mean, like obviously, like you're saying that you don't believe in this, Lavondre. So we'll take you for your word, but this is it's strange.
And funny reading that. That's the experience of my friend Kahil. His mother. She's black, and rest in peace. So I should actually say my auntie.
Aww.
And she married like a Trinidadian Indian because she didn't want her children to have like nappy hair.
Black hair, right? She wanted coolie hair.
Hair. But did they have the coolie hair though?
Yeah, they had Douglas hair.
Because the thing is,
I really wish God had a sense of humor, man, and gave them 40 hair. That would have made me smile.
Because the thing is, you can't control that.
Yeah, it's genetics, isn't it?
You can't control that. And this is what I'm saying. So all of this
probability,
stuff though. Probability, sure, but you literally can't control any of those things. I mean, like, it's super bizarre as well because, like, I mean, for me anyway, like, you just
but you kind of can. You kind of can. The probability is too high for you to say you can't control it. It's 100% higher than you're suggesting.
Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is, okay, you could have like a mixed race kid that just looks light skinned, that looks like Moggs, right? Who's just like normal hair, just.
You know what though?
Sorry about that, King.
Sorry, no.
No, you're good.
Sorry, no. It's because I know a girl who's mixed, and she has black hair. Like her hair's not. She doesn't have curly like mixed hair. As in her mum's Russian, her dad is from Sierra Leone, like black. Do you know what I mean? But her hair is like mine. Yeah. She doesn't have the curly.
Yeah, the exception.
No, but it's true that I've seen that.
I'm 100% agree.
I hear it, but I'm just saying I wish God did that to her. That's what I would have wished.
I mean,
then she would have hated the children. You don't want that.
Yeah, but what's wrong with the hair though? What's wrong with? And this is what I'm saying. I just think there's something
though, innit? Because you've been taught that 4C hair or nappy hair isn't good. It's not professional. It's like all the negative stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like because of COVID, obviously couldn't get a barber, so I like grew my hair out. I had like a proper fro, and I loved it actually. I mean, I just got tired of just like maintaining it, but I would go to work with that. And then people, at some point, like everybody got used to it. I go to board meetings with a fro. I mean, it's fine. But I think it's one of those things where it's just like to think, because obviously you want your children to have like a better life, right, than what you had. And it's just such a shame that you think that like them having closer proximity to whiteness when you live in the UK, knowing that that's still not going to be the thing that saves them, right? You still have that as a mindset, as an idea, which I think is really odd. Because
in 2024,
because like
to be precise,
I mean, because like it's people aren't like being like if they see like a group of mixed race kids and a group of black people, they're gonna treat us all the same.
Is this a false equivalency? Let me know if it is. Right, just put it out there. Teaching our children to code switch well. Is that just survival? Is it just like being wise?
Well,
or telling them when it is that you're in public, don't wear hoodies, don't wear up. When you see police, just be like, amiable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to get beat up. I mean, the thing is like, but that's part of how every black kid gets taught, though, right? Like it's, I mean, and I think, and that's this, and again, and that's not like a mixed race kid would still have to go through that exact same conditioning as well. Like you walk in here, people are gonna see you like this, blah, blah, blah. So for me, like you being, mixed race doesn't save you from that as well. So the code switching thing is something that, I mean, it's unfortunate that you have to do it until you get to a point where you can then start showing yourself. Like I love being in spaces like this because I can just like talk regular. I don't have to like, because I think there's also that thing where when you meet like certain people, you have to lead with your intelligence first. Right? And then once they see you as a credible, intelligent human being, then you can be like, all right, cool. I do other cool shit.
Then give you the grace to basically see the full,
exactly right. So, I mean, and I genuinely hope that in the next, say, 10 to 15 to 20 years, we can start being our more authentic selves, because that whole idea of having to be the very best to survive in specific spaces, like our mediocrity is just as good as their mediocrity. I mean, like they don't have to know shit in the way that we also don't have to know shit. I mean, so I just think but it starts in the schooling system, really and truly. Like, because of how, if you're like loud in the classroom or whatever, they kick you out of class, they sit you to the back, and then you kind of start getting isolated early. Hopefully in time that you can stop and then people can start engaging you properly. And I think there needs to be an element of like psychological training with teachers as well, so they know how to engage people better.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Because that's where it starts too, for real. But the code switching, I think in the short to medium term, I think is definitely going to be, and that's again, just because you're a big race, someone's going to be like, oh, okay, well, this one, he's half Scottish, so like, you know what I mean? Let's not stop and search this. Bro, I got jumped outside of Great Portland Street train station 7 years ago, right? And I'm there defending myself from these two like white like EDL types in Great Port, like super central London. Police pull up, right, and they come at me with the batons drawn out, right? And I'm the one who's defending myself. thankfully, there was like an undercover police person in street clothes who was just like, no. He was the one being attacked. It was those two guys who ran away, right? And by the time they like looked, they'd already turned the corner and they were gone, right? So when I saw the police pull up, I was just like this because I saw them run off, and as soon as I said, put my hands up.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And I was dressed in a super preppy whatever, and I still got jumped.
This is fascinating to me. How long ago is this?
7 years ago.
7 years ago. And EDL members, was there some protest on?
I don't know, but like, I don't know if they were EDL members, but they were just like, like skinhead white guys. Like, I don't know.
100%, but you seldom hear these things.
Oh, yeah.
Was there an event happening?
I don't even know why they were there.
Did you just walk out the station?
I walked out the station. There was
no exchange?
There was like, so I walked out the station and they were just like, oi, bro, you get me? I'm like,
were they drunk?
I think they were.
Was there a football game that just finished nearby?
This was in April, so maybe.
Okay.
Right? And literally, I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't even know you, man. Like, And literally, I was like, right? That's all I did.
You're quite a stocky fella.
Yeah, a little
and your
bit.
legs are like flipping tree trunks, right? So them to see you, and you by yourself, right?
Yeah, I was by myself, yeah.
And for them to attack you, interesting.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things. Well, like, I think they felt confident because it was two of them.
Animals.
I mean, but obviously, like, I was able to hold my own. But it was one of those things where I'll never forget it because here I am, just like defending myself. I mean, I knock one to the ground. I'm trying to like fight the other one, and then like all of a sudden the police came out of nowhere, and you just like batons thrown. And I remember I was actually on my way to my own surprise birthday party.
Stop. So. Police came very quickly.
Yeah,
because they were nearby.
Yeah, because
there must have been a football game going on, and an undercover cup was also nearby.
Yeah,
100%. There was okay, cool, makes sense. Go ahead.
You know what I mean, and literally, so I was just like there walking, minding my business, and it was just like, and I'll never forget it because I was just thinking to myself like, so this Ralph Lauren shirt that I was wearing with my jeans, that's not gonna save me either.
Yeah.
And it's a lesson, right? So it's just like I might as well just show up how we want to show up.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you choose to engage me, you'll realize the caliber of man you have in front of you.
Yeah.
Because clearly, like me trying to show like, hey, I'm okay, I'm safe. It didn't help me in that situation
at all.
I mean, and this is what I'm saying. And if I had a mixed race child that was in that situation, being attacked in that way, them being like, oh, but their hair's like slightly better, and like like. You know what I mean? Like they're half white, so it's cool. Like that's not gonna change anything. Because even if you're a foreigner here, it's not. Because even if you're a foreigner here, but if you're a white foreigner and you look like Western European, right? You're given far more grace, I think, than just people who are born and bred Londoners but just happen to be black. I mean, like it happens. So, I mean, you can't take that away either.
No, you can't.
You can't take that away. And for me personally, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, like, like I'm the first ever like black investment director at the company that I work for. I mean, and this company's been in existence for nearly 40 years. I mean.
Sorry, have you got any shares in what we're building?
What do you mean?
Excuse me?
Do I have any shares in what you're building?
Yeah. You keep saying investment. It sounds like you have money. Have you bought any shares yet?
I just got the promotion. I mean, so let's just.
All right. Continue talking. Sorry, each time I have investment,
no, it's cool, but I think that's a good way to think about
this. It's a trigger for me.
You know what I mean? But genuinely speaking, though, like I just feel like there has to have been other people over the last 40 years that could have done the job, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So sometimes it's just like we do have a long way to go, and it takes a long time because there's such a perception issue with us, generally speaking, that we end up having to climb much higher hurdles, it seems. To get to spaces that we should have already be occupying anyway.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why you can't belittle the impact of culture, because soft power, so American culture, part of the reason why it's so ubiquitous is because they kind of project it all over the world. Television, Hollywood, all of that stuff projects how amazing. You go to America and you be like, yo, this place don't even look as nice as it does on TV, right?
Yeah.
You go to New York, you're like, yo, this place looks a little bit like London is nicer than New York, but no one's gonna say that really, but it is way nicer.
Which parts are you talking about?
What of London or like? Both. So if you go to like central London and Manhattan, which would you prefer?
What I prefer. It's the same for me. I mean, there's probably for all it's the same.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same.
For me, part of the reason why I think it's more pretty, why London is pretty, is because London has a lot more green spaces.
In Central?
Well, just in Central and just across the board anyway. So New York just basically has like Central Park.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a collection of like buildings built on a grid.
Yeah.
Effectively. And it's just like all these skyscrapers, which is like, oh yeah, it's really nice. But it's like you get that in Canary Wharf.
Yeah.
Right? But then you go to like different parts of London and it's like different vibe, different texture, blah, blah, blah. And you also get a lot more green. Yeah. Which is what I think enhances the beauty of a city, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But no.
I guess there is more quote-unquote heritage, because even in this Central, you've turned certain thatched buildings into like shops and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You still have that particular architecture.
Exactly, but you still have the architecture there that pays homage to like what it was before. But what I was saying though is genuinely like America like exports its culture all over the world, and that's what makes America great in the eyes of so many people, right? It can export like what they think makes America great, which is that kind of exceptionalist ideal. You work really, really hard and you make it. It's not entirely true, right? Whereas in the UK, they've been able to export the sense of like monarchy and tradition and culture, right? And so whenever you go out to places, when you travel anywhere, the first thing people ask you about, like, have you met the Queen? You know what I mean? It's like, well, yes, obviously everybody gets to do tea with her every Sunday. Like,
tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets. Like, first of all, does anybody even eat crumpets?
My mom.
Like, I've never had a crumpet. I've been here for like nearly 20 years. I don't think I've ever eaten a crumpet.
Ever?
I mean, you're not missing out on anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's a crumpet, bro?
I think what should have been more of a British thing is that scones, man. Scones slap.
No, scones. Scones are biscuits,
and they're elite. But I feel like they should be.
Nah, scones are like we kind of have that like biscuits. Like you, have you like
scones with clotted cream and jam?
No. So that
when it's warm as well.
Nah. So here's the thing.
Because Brent's giving me like.
No, but because
we have are not all the same.
No,
all scones are not equal.
No, this is true.
Just ones without raisins, please.
Yeah, shout out to I hate raisins. I literally cannot stand raisins. But the thing is, like, so in the US you have biscuits. So biscuits are kind of like scones.
Yeah,
but they're not as buttery as scones. Effectively, that's the only difference.
You have them in like KFC, innit?
Yeah, you have them. Yeah, you eat
everywhere.
Them savory or you eat them sweet.
And you have the
gravy
with it.
Yeah, biscuits like a scone. So you can put like so they have like chicken biscuits. So you basically get like a chicken patty or whatever, like breaded chicken patty, right? Like Chick-fil-A. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. I grew up in Atlanta, right?
Okay.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A. I mean,
see, Chick-fil-A.
Don't say it. You're gonna say something bad or good?
No, it's elite. And what?
Talk to me.
Chick-fil-A, are you dumb?
What is elite about it?
Chick-fil-A slaps.
The only criticism I have though, is your stupid waffle fries.
Oh, that's the best part.
Nah.
Waffle. No, they go hard.
Waffle, like, I want chips. With a burger in it. You know what I mean? Like, I want chips with a burger. They're giving you like these thick, like waffle.
It slaps, man.
Waffle potato thingies.
It slaps.
It's not. It just
like wedges.
No, it's not wedges.
It's like like waffles, like back in the day when you were younger and they did like oven waffles. Yeah. Like that.
But these are better though.
Is it like?
But it's crispy.
It's crispy.
And then,
that's what I'm saying.
Ooh, that might be
something.
No, I think it would go so much better with normal fries.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Backwater stuff. It's alright.
It doesn't. The waffle.
You're used to the skinny chips from here, innit?
Wow.
No, because I like fat chips as well.
That side I was strong.
I like fat chips. Like the chippy.
Do you like waffles? You say you like fat chips.
No, because you said I don't like waffle fries. I'm not gonna lie. I do prefer like chips, innit?
I never want to fill up on the chips.
No, that you never want to.
Never.
That's why I don't like waffle fries.
On its own, maybe cool.
But you don't get a lot of the waffle fries.
You do. I think it's over. I feel like it makes it very like filling. That's why I don't like it.
No, but you don't. But they don't give you loads. They just give you enough. So that way it's like, here's like the potato thing that I need to accompany my burger joint. Right? And like,
I'm glad that you called it a burger, because when I went to Vegas and we were talking about Chick-fil-A and we called it a burger, everyone was like, it's a chicken sandwich. Well, it was like, okay. They were like, you don't call them burgers, like, because we were like chicken burger. They're like, no, it's a chicken sandwich. I was like, okay, calm down.
But Chick-fil-A is like slightly elite. It's just one of the, because they obviously have like very, like they're quite like fundamentally Christian. They're open on Sundays. and support like all these kind of like conversion therapy for like LGBTQ thing, which is part of the reason why
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got told I got told that there was one in the UK.
Yeah, they had to like.
They had one, but they closed it because something about the
owner
or something was anti-LGBT. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, and that's the thing that just pisses me. I'm like, bro, just like firm it. Just for, like you're in Europe, it's calm. Like nobody, like you can do that stuff in America. Just
listen, Chick-fil-A is. So
if that ever came here, like it would be a problem for me. Like it would be one of those things, but I would actually like risk my livelihood to make sure I woke up. I got a chicken biscuit, right? Because I feel like when this country gets introduced with a chicken biscuit, like things will just fundamentally change for the better.
Like they need to get rid of Popeyes.
Yeah, Popeyes doesn't really work.
It's not
here.
nice.
It doesn't work here.
So they need to get rid of that and add Chick-fil-A is, I'm gonna hands down elite.
So the chicken in Chick-fil-A is wavy.
Oh yes. Like,
what is wavy about it? What did they do?
And the sauce as well.
The sauce is the seasoning, bro. It's just
they have special Chick-fil-A sauce.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Literally.
What's in the sauce?
I don't know.
It's a special sauce.
It's just a special listen. Like you don't answer the questions. You know what I mean? You just take the sauce, right?
No,
however it comes.
So what do you normally get when you go to Chick-fil-A? Can you get a breast and it tastes nice?
Yeah,
it is a breast.
You're
just
talking about burger. It's chicken. It's burger.
It's a burger. Yeah.
It's not like KFC.
It's just, no. It's just chicken burgers.
And they do strips.
And they do strips as well.
Yeah, but not everyone does strips, right?
Okay. They do strips as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's break this down. The bun. What's the bun in? Is it like a brioche thing?
Yeah,
is that why you're saying it slaps? Is that why you say it slaps?
It's not a brioche, but it's not plain though.
No. So it's like a cross between a brioche and like a bread
bun.
Because the thing is,
the bread buns in America are still sweet.
No.
Why are you shouting?
But what I'm saying though is like it's a cross between like a bread and a brioche, right? So it's light, but it's firm and it holds. Because my problem with brioche is like you bite into it and the whole bread just scatters.
All brioche not made the same.
I mean, it's just
because there's certain brioche where it doesn't do that.
No, I mean, oh really?
Hey, sorry, 100%. Brioche connoisseur.
No, listen, for me personally, right? When I eat my burgers and it's on brioche, if I don't eat the burger in like 2 minutes 33 seconds, like the whole thing just the crumbles, and I'm out here like looking like a caveman when I'm outside, like I've never eaten before, right? Chick-fil-A, the bun slop. Because they know what they're doing with the bun. They give you a good sized portion of the chicken burger as well, the chicken patty. They have the spice. They spice it really, really well. You know what I mean? So the seasoning comes through.
Brent, I'm not gonna lie.
And what you need is they do like a strawberry lemonade.
Oh my! Don't piss me off. The strawberry lemonade.
I'm telling you. Listen to me. Like you know what? I might actually just book a flight right now.
You know? Can I be honest? You know when we was in Vegas, yeah. It was me every day. I didn't want anything else. I'm like, Chick-fil-A, please. Because I know I'm going to eat it and I'm not going to be upset. Everything's just going to be perfect. Like, Chick-fil-A is...
Hey, y'all are really, really...
Do you know what's so funny? Like, I even said, I was like, oh, you can take food in the airport. You can take food on a plane, innit? They're like, yeah. And I was like, am I doing too much? But I was hoping there would be one in the airport, but there wasn't. No,
honestly, this is the thing. Like, it's... Especially so... Whenever I fly out of the U.S., I tend to fly out on a Sunday, and it pisses me off.
Oh, because they're closed.
They're closed. Now, if I'm lucky enough and I fuck around and fly out on a Thursday, I am ordering like 3. I'm ordering like 3 burgers, right? Extra waffle fries.
Yeah.
And like an extra large, like you know what I mean, that extra large like strawberry lemonade joint. Legit.
So this strawberry lemonade thing,
it slaps, man. I'm telling you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I think I did that thing called that engage the line.
Thank you.
So, yeah. I'm because I think Julie said. I think she said this. I'll be brief. If are you still talking about today?
We are.
Yeah, I came to you and I deliberately go to the US just for Chick-fil-A. Do you know your waffle fries? You're completely amazing.
I don't know, man.
No waffle fries.
Guys, hear me out. Yeah, I think what we need to do, is we need to experience Chick-fil-A, but just also have a side of fries and just see. Because right now, it's all speculation.
It's not speculation, though. It's been tested.
How's it been tested?
I just
You've never had it with normal fries.
I don't want to be
but I wouldn't need to. It's like you get like spaghetti, right, with marinara sauce. And you'd be like, you know what the spaghetti needs? It needs like butter. Like, no, it tastes good with the marinara sauce.
Okay, let me say, do you know what it is? Like you said, I don't like feeling really full. Do you know what I mean? And because fries are so like easy to eat, I kind of always end up eating them first. So with the waffle fries, because they're quite big and thick, I feel like it's quite filling. So like my last time getting Chick-fil-A on my last trip, I just got the burger without the fries. Wow. But to be fair, my friend did get the fries and I did have a few of hers. I had a few of hers. No, because I needed it to accompany something. But it's just too much.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, it was well see. I just had.
Yo, talk that shit, please.
Just so sad. I was so sad. But when the thing is on point, it is like it's just. I used to think the McDonald's fries were like the elitist of this. When I had the waffle fries, I just sat there.
Exactly, because you're probably in a food coma. You were probably in a food coma, and with me,
I think no. Don't diminish. It's the burger, because I'm not going to say it's the most elite, even though I think I can't remember the special they have right now. But I just ate. Although to be honest, I feel like I'm going to die. Like I had my heart giving out how unhealthy it was, but that doesn't matter. The taste was just delicious. But normally the burger, I can compete. In the US, I think we have okay stuff, but the fry is just, it's this own thing, Gina. You just have to get the biggest try. It's better, Gina.
Okay, fine. On my next trip, I'm gonna get it just for you guys.
Just get it, man. And just and indulge.
Again, Gina, I don't want to keep you long because again, you said you want to go, but bye, guys.
No, honestly, man, it slaps genuinely. Chick-fil-A. If y'all are listening, man, send us some Chick-fil-A, man.
No,
Express.
literally.
So it would do well if it is it.
100%. It's really sorry, because right now I really want Chick-fil-A.
My
days, my friend's coming back from LA on Friday. I might tell him to bring me some.
This is crazy.
Nah, Chick-fil-A slaps.
It does. Literally, you gotta smuggle that shit in packs, man. You know how people be moving weight and stuff? Move Chick-fil-A, you bring that shit over here. You know what I mean? Remember that time when Popeyes launched that new chicken burger and everybody was going crazy over it and they were selling out the chicken burger?
Did you taste that Popeyes burger?
Not when it first came out, but I eventually did, and it was okay.
Because how you guys are talking about Chick-fil-A is how people used to talk about Popeyes. But then Popeyes came here and it's like, what is this?
No, but you know what it is? Because at the time, I think what they did was they just basically make it a bigger version of the Chick-fil-A burger, right? And I think that's what got people hyped. They were like, oh my God. And then you had rappers basically going to Popeyes and buying out the chicken burgers, and they would just stand outside and be like, I got chicken burgers on the low, right? $20 a pop, and people out here like crack fiends, just yo, it's insane. It's actually crazy. It was when you think about some of those times, because it came out just before COVID, didn't it?
Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
No, the Popeyes. That Popeyes chicken burger came out just before COVID. I mean, there's the point in time when people would do a wrap up of the 2010s and the 2020s or whatever. They're gonna wrap that in there somehow. Be yo, people are actually fighting over chicken burgers. It's insane.
All right, fair. Chick-fil-A. That's
big up Chick-fil-A still.
There's your plug. All right. Let us move on to the last headlines.
All right, so all right. So, headlines. The first one, a bit of a trigger warning on this as well. At least 1,300 Hajj pilgrims died during extreme heat, Saudi Arabia says. Right? So the news is at least 1,300 people have died during the Hajj pilgrimage, which took place during the intense heat, Saudi Arabia has said, adding that most of the deceased did not have official permits. A spokesperson said, regrettably, the number of mortalities reached 1,301, with 83% being unauthorized to publish a form Hajj, and having walked long distances under direct sunlight without adequate shelter or comfort. A tally last week, compiled by the agency France Press, and based on official statements from diplomats, put the toll at more than 1,100. Arab diplomats told AFP that Egyptians accounted for 658 deaths, 630 of them unregistered pilgrims. Riyadh had not publicly commented on the deaths or provided its own toll until Sunday. The Saudi Health Minister, Fahad al-Jalajal, on Sunday described the management of the Hajj this year as successful. SBA reported. He said there had been attempts to raise public awareness of the danger of extreme heat and added, "May Allah forgive and have mercy on the deceased. Our heartfelt condolences to their family." That's incredibly tragic. You know, it's one of those things where it's like it's one of those things where like Hajj is a thing that you have to do, and people being so desperate to do Hajj and using all these like unauthorized agencies to basically fulfill the pilgrimage. There has to be a way to make it like cheap for people to do.
Do you know much about the pilgrimage?
I just know it's something that you have to do as a Muslim, like in your lifetime.
So you need to get guides to basically do it?
Oh wow.
Is it like, I don't know, is it like a trek?
I mean, the thing is, like, it might be. I don't know too much.
Oh, you
about
don't know
it.
anything?
I don't know.
I should stop asking you questions.
No, that's okay. But I think it's one of those things where I know that you have to do it, and I think there are a lot of people like all these unauthorized tour guides and agencies who will be like, "We can do it for cheaper for you," but it then obviously means that they're having to do it through this kind of back way that puts people in danger, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
You know.
So the official guides, what they offer, like.
Yeah, official guide, exactly, because they'll take you through routes that'll mean that you get like adequate breaks, water, all that other stuff as well, which is really important because otherwise, like, it'll kill you. People don't understand.
You know how crazy it is for me to be hearing about this particular pilgrimage for years, and in my head, I haven't worked out. Let me just go on YouTube to find out if it's like a trek through mountains and stuff.
I don't think it's that kind of trek though. It's just basically like you go to Mecca and then you arrive on the site. How you arrive on the site, you could be bused, you could walk, whatever, right? But it's basically about walking around this like black square. I don't necessarily know what it's called.
That's when you reach there though, right?
That's and then you basically like you perform that walk.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like in terms of how you get there, I'm sure there are like buses and shuttles that can get you there as well. So you don't necessarily have to like, you know, go on some like 10-day pilgrimage effectively to walk there.
So all these people dying then?
Well, they went through an authorized...
yeah, but what does that look like? I'm obviously asking the wrong person, right? If anybody can call in and let me know. In fact, let me do my own Googles.
Yeah.
I'll research after the show.
Yeah.
I'm very, very puzzled.
No, I'll also check it out as well because like it's really, really sad. I mean, this is supposed to be a pilgrimage that's supposed to be like a part of the way that you achieve blessing for as being a Muslim. Yeah. So... You know, the other headline is 2 arrested on murder charge after holiday park death. Yeesh. So, a man and a woman have been arrested on suspicion of murder following a death at a holiday park. Dorset police said it received a report just after midnight raising concern for the welfare of a man believed to be in Heron Lake at Warmwall Holiday Park in Crossways. The man, aged in his 70s and from Birmingham, was found in the water and pronounced dead at the scene. A man and a woman, both in their 50s and from Birmingham, were arrested. It's a lot of beef in Birmingham, right? Police said that all 3 were known to each other. The woman was also arrested on suspicion of perverting the course of justice. Detective Inspector Sean Inkpen said officers were carrying out extensive searches of the holiday park, and part of it had been cordoned off. He said he was keen to speak to anyone who saw or heard anything suspicious on Saturday evening into the early Sunday morning at the park. In a statement, Warmwell Holiday Park said, "We are working to support the police with their investigation and after an isolated incident. As those investigations are ongoing, we can't comment further." Obviously, they're trying to protect their business as well. It's crazy, though, they're bringing, like, beef from Birmingham to the park in Dorset. And then the final headline is, world first epilepsy device fitted in UK boy's skull. A boy with severe epilepsy has become the first patient in the world to trial a new device fitted in their skull to control seizures. A neurostimulator, which sends electrical signals deep into his brain, has reduced Oren Nolson's daytime seizures by 80%. His mother, Justine, told BBC he was happier and had a much better quality of life. The surgery was carried out in October as part of a trial at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London, where Oren, who is now 13, was 12. Oren from Somerset has Lennox Gestalt syndrome, a treatment-resistant form of epilepsy, which he developed at the age of 3. Oren is part of the Cadet Project, a series of trials assessing the safety and effectiveness of deep brain stimulation for severe epilepsy. The partnership involves Great Ormond Street Hospital, University College London, King's College Hospital, and University of Oxford. The Picostim neurotransmitter is made by UK company Amber Therapeutics. And that's that for the headlines.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I try.
Guest / co-host.
I'm trying. I'm trying to like transition away from corporate life. So like whatever y'all can do to help.
I actually believe you know.
Honestly, man, like corporate isn't the one, man.
It's causing too much stress for you.
I think it's one of those things where it's just like I've been knowing it for 13 years now, and then you begin to realize that like it's the climb. If you're not constantly climbing, it becomes a bit pointless. And genuinely speaking, I've had more fun this morning than I would all week at work. So it tells you where I should probably be prioritizing my time.
All right. We're going into reaction.
Yes. Reaction. Happy to do that. I mean, I didn't really watch any games this weekend, but alrighty. So Euro. So obviously we're in the Euros. And on Sunday there was a match between Scotland and Hungary. Hungary scored in the 100th minute, winning 1-0, knocking Scotland out of the Euros. Then I think Switzerland played Germany and there was a draw there. I don't necessarily know what the impact that has on the table. On Saturday, Georgia played Czech Republic, and it's actually surprising that Georgia actually managed to draw against Czech Republic. Turkey won their battle against Portugal won their battle against Turkey 3-0, which is very much expected. And Belgium seem to be finding their form with a 2-0 victory over Romania, even though Romania isn't necessarily seen as a team or country that will advance in this year's tournament. On Friday, there were 3 games. The first was Slovakia versus Ukraine, and Ukraine took that 2-1. Austria beat Poland 3-1. And France and Netherlands played, which would have been a great game to watch, I'm sure. But they both drew 0-0. Today, there's going to be 2 matches, one between Spain and Albania at 8 o'clock, and then the other one between Italy and Croatia. That Italy and Croatia game, which I think should be pretty good to watch. And the other bit of sporting news, Devin Haney expresses dissatisfaction with Ryan Garcia's suspension and intends to take legal action. Wow. So following the news of Ryan Garcia's suspension due to a failed drug test, Devin Haney has voiced his discontent and believes the punishment is insufficient. Haney, who has long called for Garcia's suspension, feels that a 1-year ban is not enough and wants Garcia to be banned from boxing altogether. That is insane. Haney plans to sue Garcia, claiming that his loss to Garcia in April has negatively impacted his financial prospects. Well, he should have just won, right? He asserts that Garcia's actions have affected his earning potential, and he intends to seek legal recourse. Haney's strong reaction highlights the ongoing rivalry between the two boxers, and it remains to be seen how this situation will develop in the future of their boxing careers. For me personally, man, like if a dude beats you and you go and sue, that just doesn't look good for you. Like
it's like you're down that bad.
I mean, like
just take the L.
Just take the L, come back, train harder. Like, and of course it's gonna like damage your career prospects because you've now lost. So you have to basically prove yourself again. It's the same thing.
So what are we saying? Are we saying that we are going to reward cheats?
No, but it's given sore loser.
It is.
When you say sore loser, should he have that particular loser mark on his resume?
So basically, is he saying that he lost because the person was on drugs?
100%. That's what he's saying. So then he's lost money off the back of that.
So
and future
isn't
opportunities.
Isn't it let's go again kind of thing. Isn't there?
We should give him a rematch. We should reward the cheat.
It's not necessarily rewarding the cheat. If you
but then sorry.
I was just gonna say
there needs to be punishment, right?
No. The punishment is in the year-long suspension. That's the punishment.
And the stripping of whatever accolades you got off the back of it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
How can you recompense the guy who got cheated on?
Well,
because he wants recompense. He's already lost opportunities. He's lost financial income. This is what he's saying that he wants to basically.
I understand that, but for me personally, like you deal with all that stuff in the ring. Like this is the professional.
What are you saying?
I
know what you're saying, but what are you saying? If a man comes in the ring with the unfair advantage, and you're saying you should still deal with it, what does that mean?
No, here's the thing, right? Like, so you're saying, okay, here's the thing. Like, he took steroids. He didn't have like a proper like hydration clause. He gained like an extra like 3 pounds before the fight. Gave him like extra strength or whatever, extra power to be able to beat him handily in the ring.
Wait a minute. This what happens when you take all of this stuff? I'm speaking from ignorance. I don't know the fine margins.
So for me personally, it was a couple of things. So he came in overweight initially, right? And because he came in overweight, like the fight apparently wasn't going to count towards anything, right? But they still went ahead with the fight anyway, right? So in that regard, he shouldn't be penalized. He shouldn't. This idea that he's lost financial, like he only lost financial things for the fight. Because in his mind, he was like, well, if all things were being equal, I would have won that fight. But again, we don't know, right? Because you still chose to fight the guy, even though he was 3 pounds overweight anyway, thinking that like you could still beat him. So my thing is...
Remember, the overweight is overweight, but he didn't know he was juiced up.
Yeah, but okay, fine. You were juiced up, but like what? But like it's
I don't know the advantages. That
neither do I. But in my head, I was like, okay, the dude's taking steroids, so that's gonna make him a lot more aggressive. Maybe improve his stamina potentially.
Jesus Christ!
So then hold on. I love you, Lord. So then, could it not be a case of okay, cool, let's have a rematch, right? And the cheater won't get paid unless he beats my man, because in that way,
no.
Why?
No. I should let you finish. Go on.
Because the only way to test, like to test the theory, is to fight when you're both normal, right? That's the only way. Because, like he said, you don't actually know whether you would have beaten him or not. You might still have lost. It sounds nice right now.
Yeah,
but
it's an excuse that you can pull.
But it still doesn't address the money that he lost off the back of losing in the first place. I could understand this second round, the guy who cheated the first time, not getting any money if he doesn't win.
Yeah.
But remember, that guy who he's facing, he's already down off the back of the cheating in the first place.
So why don't he get paid? So why don't he get, if he agrees to fight him again, why doesn't that amount that he lost be factored into what he gets paid?
Yeah.
Well, essentially, the money that this guy who cheated
Ryan Garcia
should be going to this guy.
He should.
If you're talking about what's fair.
Yeah. It's very difficult to prove a hypothetical, which is part of what makes this is what makes it very difficult. But I will say, for Devin Haney, it shouldn't impact his future like financial prospects because this fight technically didn't count towards anything, right? It was like an exhibition thing.
I hear that, but I remember that fight, and then
of course
he was proper.
Yeah, he was mashed up.
He was sad.
Yeah,
and everybody was laughing at him.
Yeah. Understood.
And then Ryan Garcia was saying, I saved the children. No, I told you guys about the children being
he was basically playing mind games.
And I basically beat his bum.
Yeah, he was playing mind games, basically. He was playing mind games with them. He allowed himself to be suckered into that, right? So, again, for me anyway, like, it's very easy for me to say that because I don't have $20 million on the line here, right? I'm sure he walked away with a really healthy payday as well. Like, I mean, like, I'm sure if I Googled, it'll be like, 15 to 20 mil.
100%. Going into the fight, he probably knew there was a payday, 100%. But that notch of I beat him surely is more valuable than just
it
a
is.
payday.
I mean, as a boxer, you definitely want that, especially because records. But you know what's actually crazy about boxing now? The idea that, like, in order for you to be considered good, you have to have definitely been beaten. And I don't think that's always been the case. Like, George Foreman was beat. Muhammad Ali was beat. Like, Mike Tyson, who we all grew up on, was beaten. I mean, when he lost to Buster Douglas, nobody was like, yeah, he's done. He just kind of came back and he did his thing until what ended up finishing him off was the fact that he was at the tail end of his career, right? So, I mean, it's about how you bounce back. Like, AJ, after he got knocked out, like, he came back. And obviously, like, Ukis is a very difficult fighter for Anthony Joshua, but he'll find a way to bounce back for sure. I mean, so.
So for you, Anthony Joshua beats Fury?
I don't know, man. I think Anthony Joshua would give Fury a good fight. I think they're both like big guys. I think because the thing is with Fury just has like quicker hands. You know what I mean, why Usyk was always a problem was because Usyk, he's like a southpaw. So like he's a southpaw who's quick and he's nimble because he came from like a welterweight to heavyweight. So he's like used to like moving in ways that these kind of heavyweight boxers just aren't used to moving. But I think it'll be a much more conventional fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. But if Anthony Joshua can counter like the speed of Tyson Fury's hands, you know, it'll be a problem. But we'll see. But I would love to see the fight.
Yeah.
I would love to see that fight.
We will before we die. It's cool.
Hopefully, man. They should have been done that.
100%. All right. So we're moving into the outro.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in on this fine, lovely Monday morning.
So, people, this is a soft reveal.
Oh, my days. I just realised who it is.
Maybe.
I don't know how I'm going to
do. Maybe you can stand in front of... No. Go in. I'm going to switch the camera. Can you see? This is better, right?
Okay, guys. Which camera? Where are we going?
Yeah, to here. So if you turn around...
Guys, look.
Oh. Look at this girl.
You gotta come. You gotta like stand in front of me.
Let me.
You gotta. Yeah, you
I've
gotta.
got it.
You gotta stand. Yeah, you gotta stand in front of me.
I didn't want to put my ass in your face.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't mind.
Okay, guys. No, this is stressing me out. Okay, wait.
Can you walk back, please?
No, just literally just.
Come
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Look.
All right.
Yeah.
Soft launch. Brother Ramsey.
So he's made a studio.
Hey.
Part of the family.
Mr. Rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Here you go.
Thank you very much. You'll be seeing him more.
So yeah, Ramsey will be doing the rotation. So you'll be seeing him a lot more. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video before you leave, please. Thank you so much. And also go on Twitter and retweet. For dilemmas and stuff, you know what to do. Make sure you also join the Discord as well. I think today's been a good episode.
100%. Yo, Bathroom Diaries, hit me up. Let's get you on this week. It's just me and Mags, remember? If it is that you want to come on the show, hit me up. Let's do this.
But yeah, thank you so much.
No, thank you guys very much for having me.
You've been a great guest / co-host.
I really appreciate it. Like it's a lot of fun. Like it's one of those things where you can kind of just come and be yourself. Like,
yeah, 100%.
It's amazing. I love it.
What you do this week?
But also, you know what? And in the comments as well, people have said like you should come on more often. They've actually enjoyed having you on.
Yeah?
So
I would love to, genuinely. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where like I work from home Mondays and Fridays. So depending on what my schedule is,
just bring your laptop. Even one of our co-hosts, she works from home here.
Oh, right.
She'll be on her laptop working from home and cutting
well.
thingies. So next time, bring your laptop.
That's what I'm saying. Because then you'll see the proper switch. It's funny because
the code switching.
Yeah, the code switch. Because I was at the studio recording my first EP, and I took a call. I took a work call from the studio, and he was like, "Dude, you remember that film? Like, I'm Sorry to Bother You."
No.
Like, so it was just like these like black guys who get jobs at
Oh wait, is it like a call center?
Yeah.
And
he was just like, what in the Sorry to Bother You is that? Because I also work in financial markets as well, right? So like, it's just like he was like that. I didn't even know you could speak that way. But yeah, here I just come in and I get to be myself. And the thing is, like, I read a lot. I try to be open to as many views as I can. And I really appreciate y'all for giving me a platform to be me. So thank you.
When your EP's done, you can come tune and you can
man, thank you very much.
And all sorts, mate.
Oh wow, thank you. I'll for sure
good.
Put you guys up on that. Yeah, I'm looking for it. Like I'm currently recording it now. It's gonna be an ode to a tribe that vibes. Very much
you
about.
Got a title already, yeah?
I got a title, got a track list. I've written the whole thing. So it's just about like getting in the studio now and just kind of getting it done. It's very much a reflection of like self-love and like self-acceptance, which I think is really important. I try to channel my inner Kendrick without any of the beef stuff. Know what I mean? And then, yeah, I hope y'all like it.
All right, fair. But you do realize the soft reveal of this guy, he's now the leader of the music segment that we do.
Oh, nice.
So when it is you finish the EP,
yeah.
we're properly going to have a listening party.
Oh, perfect.
And if it is, it's bollocks, he's going to say it's
Oh,
bollocks.
no,
So
perfect.
Because you there saying that you're going to challenge your inner Kendrick. Kendrick is his stand.
Yeah,
he stands Kendrick.
Yeah. I'm like, my first EP is like, I don't know if you've listened to it, but it's quite like.
Have you sent it to me?
I'll send it to you after. I'll send it to you after. But like, it's very much like how do you persevere in the face of self-doubt? I mean, that's like the theme of it, like across 6 songs. And part of the reason why I use Kendrick as a benchmark is because if you listen, you have to listen to his project as a whole. You can't just listen to like individual songs.
Yeah.
In a way, J. Cole, like he makes great rap songs, but like as a body of work, they don't always hit. And I love J. Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, so I try to do that way. And this new project will kind of be the same.
Yeah. Quick, I want 20 seconds what you thought about the whole J. Cole deciding to lean in, then he leant out, and then Kendrick and Drake.
I think it was smart for J. Cole to bow out. I think he bowed into the pressure. I think that initial kind of diss track, that's why he leaned in, was like, yo, you can't let him talk about you that way. And he was like, yeah, fuck that. And then because he went in, but he could have gone harder. And you know that he was like holding back. And then I think when it came out, when he saw the reaction to it, he was like, nah, this isn't the kind of person I want to be. Because he's also on his righteous journey as well, right? So if you're on that, then you don't need all that. And, for me, like, Kendrick is the culture. I think part of what he did on the 19th, Juneteenth, where he basically got all the West Coast out, is just to remind people that, like, Drake has no foundation to who he is as an artist, right? Like, he's from Toronto, but he doesn't really rep Toronto in his music. He's, like, in Atlanta. He's everywhere but where he's from, essentially, right? And it just goes to show that he doesn't know who he is. And, like, using the barbs of, like, his mixed heritage to kind of jab at him reinforces that you don't even know who you are. So, yeah, for me, big up Kendrick.
You think that was a bit cheeky, seeing as it is that you were an advocate for mixed relationships?
No, there's nothing wrong with mixed relationships. But the thing is, like, for him personally, and I think it probably has to do with his father not physically being there, he wasn't grounded in the thing that made him black. So as he grew up, as he got older, and became a hip-hop musician, you then was like, well, this is the kind of blackness I need to kind of like exude.
Does everybody have the awakening at the same time, though?
No. And again,
you were 34.
I was 30. That's what I'm saying.
When Izzy started getting therapy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it might be like, this might be a thing for him to be like, yo, who am I really? And that's a genuine question that we all need to ask ourselves, right? But for me anyway, it just goes to show that like Kendrick, because Mr. Morale, that album I loved, like Kendrick used that as a way to basically say like, this is what therapy has done for him.
It's a very good album.
It's a great album. I love it. It's my favorite walking album. You know what I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly and that album, like albums I like to walk to, right? But genuinely, like it's just one of those things where like Kendrick is showing the world that like this is the ground, this is the foundation on which I intend to project myself out to the world. And Drake doesn't have that. And because Drake doesn't have that, and he's relying on, look at my album sales, look at this flashy life I live, look at this, look at this, look at this. Those things are just like, they're shaky, they crumble, and they have crumbled in the wake of this beef. So hopefully he uses this as an opportunity to like look at himself properly.
F Drake, man. All right, Gina.
All right, guys. So yeah, have an amazing rest of your day. Make sure you stay hydrated. Don't get caught lacking in the sun because nobody's coming to save you.
Facts.
And we'll see you guys.
So glow in the sun. Go out there, man. Get that little sun kiss on you. Like get that little black sheen as well. And then go inside the house, obviously, after that.
Yeah, what he said. But enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, cool.
Peace.
I'm seeing this whole petition to get a Queen of BUA photo. That's not how it works at all. But anyway, there's a reason as to why it is that Ramsey now has a mother effing picture in the studio. But you guys will see very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.